The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Stunner! Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Coach Rod is Back Thursday, December 12th, 2024. This program starts now. Football! It is amazing. We're so lucky that we get to talk about it every single day. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a glorious Thursday here because, yes, it is official. Rich Rodriguez is back to be the coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers. Yeah. Obviously, this comes after a very long interview process that Ren Baker conducted, the athletic director for West Virginia, span against, 15 different coaching candidates, got Zoom calls, and then follow-up meetings took place. And inevitably, to go forward to where we want to be, we had to go back to when we were the best we ever were. And it's been nice the last couple weeks here to kind of catch up, chit-chat with old teammates, catch up with Coach Rod a little bit, talk to Ren Baker about my experiences as a player for Coach Rod, because that's obviously Ren doing his due diligence, which he did. No stone was left unturned in his coaching search because he understands that his entire legacy revolves around whether or not he can make this West Virginia football team a winner again, can make them relevant again. And he thought that the best choice, and he wasn't the only one, there's a lot of us. Basically, everybody that's ever played for this guy has come out and said, if Rich Rod was able to get the capability to be in a P4 program and have resources behind him, back in a state that he knows better than anybody else because he's born there, grew up there, played college there, his family still lives there. If there's anybody that could come and do a better job coaching than Rich Rodriguez, we'd like to see it. And he also has quite a motivation. He wants to go back and make it right. And I think that was the most evident thing of the conversations that I had with him. And obviously there was a lot of people that I am a big fan of that reached out that wanted the coaching job at West Virginia. It was a very desirable position. People from all across the country at a lot of different schools, younger and older, wanted to get into Morgantown because they understand that a sleeping giant is in those beautiful hills of West Virginia. And every time I got a chance to talk to Coach Rod, it was very clear because I asked him, because I still think about that Pitt game every single day of my life, every day. I asked him, I said, you're a super competitive human being. You have to be like me. You have to think about that night on a very regular basis. And he said, Pat, I do. And I said, do you view this as an opportunity to go back? And he said, to make it right? Yeah. Do I have unfinished business? Yeah. Do I owe the people of West Virginia the best I got because of how everything ended last time? Yeah. And if I get that opportunity to do that, I'm going to work my ass off to make it happen. He said, I'll earn the people's trust back. I'll earn the people's like back. And we will earn our way back into the college football conversation. And I'll tell you what, I was sold quickly. I was sold quickly on it because if he's as motivated as I am to make West Virginia a winner, I know he's going to be great, but he has it even more so because that has kind of been a cloud that has lingered behind him every single step that he's taken, not only by the public and everything else, but also by the people that he grew up with in West Virginia. He's pumped to get the opportunity to go back and make it right, and I can't wait to see the heights that the Flying WV goes. I've been talking about how awesome that place is. We went there the day before the opener against Penn State. I think we had 6,000 students packed into an area that was 105 degrees, so hot out there that our generators actually overheated and we couldn't even operate. 6,000 students were just out there celebrating football, celebrating life. West Virginia University is a monster. And I think Rich Rod, with his hard edge, his toughness, his attention to detail, his command for excellence that he is going to show to every single player that plays for that West Virginia team going forward. And that's been fun to talk about with my old teammates too. Like, he's not going to be able to have every player play for him. You're going to have an incredible work ethic. You're going to have a phenomenal mental toughness. You're going to have to be talented. You're going to have super skill. But then you're going to also have to have a want to, and that's to win. And that's every part of your life. You're going to have to want to win. Rich Rod's like the most competitive human I've been around. All he wants to do is win, and he wants to make it right. That sounds like a recipe for success. Congrats to Ren Baker. Congrats to the Mountaineers. And I will be live tomorrow at the West Virginia Coliseum, just kicking off for the official press conference that'll be at 1:30 p.m. Eastern that will run on this program. I cannot wait to see Ren and Rich talk about everything. The doors will open in the gold and blue gates at the Coliseum at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Birdie has told me they will be serving beer at the concession stand.
Hey!
Duh. I will be live there. I think Connor will be with me. The boys will be back here. With how quick the turnaround was, we weren't able to put full stage out there, but we will be live. The show will be live from there from noon till 1:30. Then the press conference will take place. And I think Rich and Ren will probably stop by the show, and it'll be a nice celebration of what is happening currently, because it's going to be on display, and what the future is about to be. And I'm excited for Rich. I'm excited for West Virginia, and I am honored to get back into the fold a little bit more. So congrats to the Mountaineers.
Hell yeah, man.
Now, moving forward, the Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt, sweet hat pal.
Hell yeah.
One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tony's here. And a football coach of 36 years, 18 in college, 18 in the NFL. I was lucky to call him head coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Pagano is here.
Yeah,
Coach, great to see you. We will certainly dive into everything, but without wasting any more time, we have a living legend, a future Hall of Famer, the current head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Hard Knock superstar. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tomlin. How you doing, Coach?
Great to be on with you guys.
Hey, did you hear Rich Rod's back at West Virginia was announced this morning officially?
I just heard, man. I know you're excited about that, man. I'm happy for the Mountaineer faithful.
I can't wait to get back down the hills. We're going to have a hard edge team again. You know what I mean? There's going to be a little bit of edge down there. Speaking of that, it's been fun to watch you on Hard Knocks. I just want to let you know that. As somebody who's always been a fan of yours, obviously grew up in Pittsburgh, have had a relationship with you, but never got a chance to experience you as a coach, the Hard Knocks clips have cemented everything I thought about the reasons why your players all love you. Have you enjoyed that process? This is your first time now with cameras in there. Have you noticed it? Have you changed it all? Or is that you since you got in that building that we're seeing?
It's kind of been a non-issue for me and for us, to be quite honest with you. I just go about my normal business, and, their agenda is a little bit different than ours. Our business, man, is winning football games, and, I try to just remain focused on that. And more than anything, man, I want the guys to mirror the behavior that I display. And so, I'm not going to not be myself or be different under those circumstances. I think that's when it becomes a distraction. And so I've focused on being my normal self, and I think the players have done the same thing as well.
Watching your style of coaching is really cool. They showed a moment of you with Joey Porter Jr. when he was putting his contacts on, and obviously he had just got out of a game where he had 6 penalties, and at corner, obviously that's something that can, linger or hold you down for a while. You just having like a quick conversation with him, acknowledging the penalties, and then saying, hey, we're not there yet, and then motivating him and moving on. It's like, the way you go about doing your shit is awesome. You just need to know that from somebody that has never been in your building. That's why I think Hard Knocks have been so great this year. And now that I know you a little bit more behind the scenes in the way you talk and do things, that decision to put Russ in was one that was a big deal. And you had to come out actually because it was getting so loud and say, I had to make an executive decision and put Russell Wilson in. I wanted to see if our team could get to the next level. How have you felt about that decision? Obviously, it's worked out very well. And what did Russell show you before he got on the field that made you believe, like, yeah, Russ is still the guy that can cook on the field?
From my perspective, it wasn't as controversial a decision or as difficult a decision as maybe from the outside, but I get the benefit of watching him operate every day. Not only in terms of his throwing talents and throwing the football, but just the, unofficial things or the intangible qualities that he brings to the role. He's got over a decade of experience, man. He has a way with his teammates that's inspiring, informational, He brings people together. He brings the best out in people. And really, man, just working every day in close quarters and practicing and meeting and all of those things were a component of the decision. And so from that standpoint, I just knew that not only he had the talents to do it, but I thought he had the capabilities of maybe bringing out the best in the individuals that he worked with. And so, it's still very much ongoing. I'm excited about the trajectory of it, man. But you know how it is. We're a few days away from stepping in another big stadium, and he'll get an opportunity to prove it again.
Yeah, what have you done for me lately is the business that you're in. The business is winning. If you don't do that, nobody cares about anything, it seems. Russell Wilson told Bill Cowher, which was pretty cool to watch, in an interview that you guys were the first ones to call him whenever everything at Denver took place. It was like 7:30 a.m. I got a call. It was the Con artist, shout out to Omar Khan, and Mike Tomlin. Had he been one of the guys that you just been a fan of from afar? Because I know you got a lot of those guys around the league. Obviously, everybody has respect for you. But why was that your first call, and why do you think you guys were the first ones to call Russ?
First of all, man, I've just been appreciative of his work for over a decade, his talents, the way he plays the position, his competitive spirit, his resume, all of those things were attractive to us. And you couple that with a guy that experienced some personal or short-term difficulties, man. He had something to prove. That was attractive to me as well, to be quite honest with you, man. A guy looking for a bounce back, a guy working with an edge, a guy that knows he can do it and just needs an opportunity to show that again.
You think he's had any permane sandwiches or anything? You think he's done any real Pittsburgh shit yet? Has he gone all in?
I doubt it.
He's like a CEO. It feels like he's been a CEO for as long as we've known him in like pop culture. And there for a while, I think, when it wasn't going as well, everybody started to kill him. Everybody started to kill him for all the things he had been doing for a long time. And it was like, well, if you don't win, nobody cares. I said immediately upon him signing with Pittsburgh that if he wins there, Yinzers will go to bat for him forever. It does feel like this entire city is behind him and this team. Can you feel that?
I'm kind of insulated, man. All I do is go to work and gas my car up, man, and go home. So I hear the rumblings, but I can't necessarily say I feel it.
Okay, well, you should. You should. They're out there. AP Tone has a question for you.
Coach, we are behind you and the team. And once again, thank you for everything. And you talked about in a few days, a big one, played in a big arena in Breezewood. And then, a few days after that, we got to go Ravens week down in Baltimore. And a few days after that, we come back to our house for the Chiefs on Christmas days. And I know that excuses are tools for the incompetent, and we don't make predictions, we make preparations. But a lot has been made about those 3 games in those 10 days. Have you talked about the team at all about those 3 games in 10 days, and have you guys prepared at all for that in any way, shape, or form?
I try to keep the present challenges our singular focus, and so behind the scenes, organizationally, obviously, I've made some decisions about how I structure the calendar. I made some day-to-day decisions in terms of keeping guys upright, giving guys rest days and so forth. But it hadn't been anything that I've addressed in the big room, if you will, or in front of the group. I just don't want to give it that amount of credence at this juncture. I'm sure everybody's aware of the schedule. But our job this week is the Philadelphia Eagles. And so I'm going to delve deeper into that, probably more with the collective on the other side of this game. Right now, we're in the midst of a 7-day cycle in terms of prep, and so things are business as usual, but it's going to quickly change once we get on the other side of Philadelphia.
Commissioner Goodell trying to punish the Steel City.
Unbelievable.
I don't like that at all. All right, we'll talk shit for you, because you get to Philly. Saquon's so good.
Hey, and please do a good job of it.
I've been watching how you shit talk too, so I got to up my shit. I gotta get better at that. Saquon's so good. Saquon is so good. Obviously, you've seen. Why do you think this year is the year that Saquon's having, Coach?
I just think that he, you couple his talents, man, with a bunch of talent around him where you can't focus on him, then he's really just going to explode. And I think it's as simple as that. We played him in 2020, man, in the opener when he was playing for the Giants, man, and he had all of our attention. We're not afforded that opportunity this time around, because of guys like Jalen Hurts in that receiving tandem. And so I think, sometimes the strength is in the pack, and he's got some talent around him, and all that does is highlight his already existing talent.
He's jumping over people backwards this year. I mean, he's having a good time. It is.
No joke.
Yeah, for real. Now, let's talk about your defense that's going to be tasked with it. Ty has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, one of my favorite parts of Hard Knocks so far has just been watching your relationships with different players. And in one of the episodes, we got a quick look of you talking to Cam Hayward before going into the locker room. You kind of just said, like, hey, get your guys in line. And then that was the end of it. How crucial is it having a guy like him on the defense where, you maybe don't have to helicopter over him too much? He's another coach on the field, and that he's going to have his guys ready to go, and it's not something you have to be on his ass about constantly.
Man, he is such a treat. First, let me say this, man. He is playing lights out. His play has been top tier, man. He's playing as good as he's ever played, man. He's an ageless wonder. But I also just really appreciate the fact, man, that he is Pittsburgh born and raised, man. We drafted this guy in 2011, man, and just to watch him grow as a player and a human, man, it's been cool to be a part of that. And it really just makes my day easy, to be quite honest with you. That dude understands what we're doing here, our approach to business, our culture, our values. He embodies all of those things. And so, man, it's just easy sometimes just to communicate with him, knowing that he's going to relay whatever messaging I need relayed to the others. Sometimes I do it deliberately. I'm like, head, tell Benton we need this.
Head, okay. All right, so that's what I was about to ask. That is the biggest head you've ever seen?
Oh man, he's an ogre for sure.
That's such a weapon in football, especially at his position. But when that thing walks by, I mean, it's like, holy shit, there's a brain inside it. Think about the size of the brain that has
massive,
to be.
Man.
His dad used to play pickup hoops around town. His head, iron head. I mean, you're talking about absolutely massive. I see him in person one time. I was a little kid. I saw him at a pickup basketball game. I'm like, the fuck is that? And it's like, that guy's name's Ironhead. That's actually his name. It's like, that makes sense. It's beautiful over there. It feels like a college atmosphere you guys have at the Steelers. Now, I'm not saying college as if like academia matters, which it obviously does, but like OG's coming back in. I think you guys still call it the blitzes are still the same call that they've been forever. So whenever the OGs come back, they feel like they're a part of that. That's very crucial for you guys, right? That's like a massive piece of the whole puzzle of the Steelers organization.
I think certainly it is, man. Just the standards that have been set for us by those that have come before us, man. We can't do anything but embrace that, and I think just the homecoming component of it for me, I think that's the biggest blessing of being in my role. As long as I've been in my role, man, I want to make sure that those guys feel welcomed. I want to do things to make sure they remain connected to us. And calling the blitzes the same is just something that I thoughtfully do, just so they know what they're looking at and they can appreciate it and continue to be a part of it.
You try to sign J.J. Watt at all whenever he's over there? He's got the towel twirl down a little bit better.
Figured it out.
He was an amateur Bush League towel twirler at the beginning of the season, much better now. He's in your building a lot, though. He said this is the last year, maybe.
Hey, we don't have enough cash for 2 Watts.
What a line. On that note, speaking of cash and leadership, Chuck Pagano has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach Mike, they often say the speed of the leader determines the rate of the pack, and I've marveled at the way you've led that team and that organization for almost 2 decades now. Watching Hard Knocks, Coach, I saw a meeting you had this last one. I think it was Russ and Justin Fields, some of the offensive players, and you were kind of mapping out some things that had to get done leading up to that next ball game. I had some leadership council stuff that when I was at the Colts and had a group of guys that I talked to, and a lot of it was, the message for the week, the things that, they were kind of, my Paul Revere, so to speak, getting that message
Well,
out to the.
I don't know what all Paul Revere actually did, but to your point, the deliveries are the message. Yeah, the deliverers are the message.
Okay.
Got it.
But
Yeah,
anyway.
that's a whole thing. That's a whole other thing.
Okay. Sorry, Mike T.
He might not know that either. They're saying he didn't do shit. They're saying he did not ride as far as they're saying. Nonetheless.
But I think one of the things I had to do with that group initially was there was 8, 10, 12 of them. Like, this isn't a session for you guys to come in and start bitching about, okay, the food sucks, we're working too hard, why are we wearing pads, twice, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's an open floor for you and an opportunity again to get your message out, for them to get the message to the team and to the locker room. But is there an opportunity for them also to come to you and say, hey, look, we've got some things that are going on, share some things with you, get some things off their chest as well?
Yeah, and I meet with the offensive leadership on Wednesday and Thursday morning weekly. I meet with the defensive leadership the same on Wednesday and Thursday morning. And my goal is to do it so regularly that, the significant discussions never occur, because the communication is so continual and fluid. We try to see around corners. I want to empower them as leaders, man. A component of them being leaders is them getting information or getting the why or what objectives I'm trying to get done with a day or a week. And so, it's been good this year. It's been a fun group on both sides. But again, I want to make it routine where it's not like this big meeting where they feel like they need to get things off their chest. I just wanted to be more organic and continual and fluid than that.
Yeah, and you treat them all like adults. That's what I tell from watching. It's like, hey, we're grown men here. It's not a job. It should be a career. That line is a bar, by the way, that I've never heard before. There's a lot of them. You're just dropping like gold all through these Hard Knocks. I don't know if you know that. They're giving away all your shit right now through Hard. I mean, it is just boom, bang, pow.
Hey, that's why I was so fundamentally against it, but don't get
But you're talking to like grown men. And this last question, I know you don't have all day for us. Connor has a question about talking to your players.
Yeah, Coach, how do you feel about kind of the entire thing with Bill Belichick heading to college? Obviously, people are kind of surprised by it, especially with his age. But do you think that is something that, in 2-3 years, we're just going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers full of North Carolina Tar Heel players just because it will become sort of like a pipeline to the NFL with Bill?
I think that's a real possibility. I think it is awesome. I had a couple of sons that played college football. I would have sent my boys down there to play for them in a hurry. They're going to be instructed. That their football intellect is going to be developed, the skills relative to the positions that they play. Man, I think he's going to be great for that place and great for college football.
Yeah, and West Virginia, too. Yeah, West Virginia, too. Yeah, going Hey, we appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. You're the man.
My brother. Take care, man. Best of luck to you guys.
Yes, sir. You too, ladies and gentlemen. Head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, Coach.
He's the man.
Yeah, the man.
The man.
Mm-hmm.
He always, like any Pittsburgh guy in the league, Tomlin tried to come say hello, because I feel like Tomlin felt like he was representing the Steelers organization.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd always say, like, we're proud of you, man. Like, that was, like, legitimately how, and I would take it as, like, a massive, like, yeah, thank you, man. That's really nice. And then he would drop the old and cheap line on me. I say, hey, that ain't never going to happen.
Your workout, too, right?
Yeah, he led me through my senior pro day workout or whatever. And I think if he didn't do that, I don't know how many teams would have came down, because the indoor facility was where the workout was happening. Everybody's running their 40s, jumping. Pat threw in there. People were doing all their workouts. So the kicking, though, had to be outside because the roof wasn't high enough. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know what I mean? They didn't have enough stories in that indoor. So actually, it was going to be down on the field, but that's quite a haul to like get from there. You got to walk down a massive set of stairs, then and then walk. It's like, and it was cold as shit. So it was like not a guarantee that everybody was just going to go down. I wasn't invited to the combine either. So it was like a massive day for me. So towards the end of everybody working out in that indoor facility, I started warming up. I just started sending nukes off the roof, just like boom, like just trying to bang him off the roof, just let him know what happened. Coach Tomlin came over to me and said, like, hey, I'm going to put you through your workout down there. We're going to come down and see you. You just let us know when you're ready or whatever. And that was like a big moment for me. And he literally did like lead a parade of just like scouts right down the tunnel onto the field. He walked out, put me through a field goal workout. He was talking shit to me while I was hitting field goals. And then the Colts and the Patriots had me punt, but the punting was to Pat White. So I thought it was to see Pat White return, but the Colts and the Patriots were the only ones that had me punt. And the Colts were just watching while I was punting to like Pat White and other returners. So it was very interesting, like what was going on, because I assumed kicking is what I was going to do, and that was like the most of the workout. So all of it, basically, I tell you all of that to say like Mike Tomlin pretty much like hooked me up, like very much so, and forever indebted. Always been cool to me, and the way he represents Pittsburgh is awesome. Like he is, and it's talked about, from the time. How many years is Bill Cowher in?
Well, how many years was he there?
Yeah.
15.
15? So you're talking like 30, 40 years of just two coaches. And being from Pittsburgh, it's like, that's just what the Steelers are. And Tomlin becomes the face of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are the mood setter for an entire city. So it's like, it was really cool what he has done for me, but taking time today is awesome. And watching Hard Knocks, it's like, he said, that's why I was fundamentally against it. It's because like, his signature lines, I assume, like those things don't just pop up out of nowhere. You got to like, those are like those are very valuable.
Luckily, he's got a lot of them.
They're never ending.
Endless, yeah.
But I don't know how many.
I can never get enough of it. I could listen to him for hours on hours on hours.
What was the one you dropped in there?
Can you imagine if he ever decides to like retire, like how good he's going to be on TV?
Oh, yes.
If he wants.
Well, people thought he was going to USC. Remember that?
Yeah.
Because whenever you brought up the college job, I was wondering if I should follow up quickly. They said you were going to USC, and he had to say, I am the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is like one of the greatest jobs in ball. I'm not, no offense to USC. This is the Steelers organization. I'm the head coach. Like, there was never a thought to leave. I assume there was some people that were trying to, potentially, hey, how do you feel about maybe doing this? I assume there was a conversation about that from somebody for the smoke to become the fire that it became, and him even having to address it. But I wonder if he's ever sat down and thought about going to college, especially because his sons are doing college ball, and it's a bad year maybe, and the Steelers fans are telling him, because there is plenty of years where we're sick of having winning seasons. We want to win Super Bowls.
Yeah, last few.
Winning season's cool. Winning Super Bowl's cooler. Like, that is how Steelers fans have acted. This year feels like the year.
It does. It feels great. And think about it, he's only 52. Like, Bill just got hired at college in 72. Like, Mike can coach for another 20 years easily. And
when Mike was hired, nobody knew who the hell he was. And he was like 34.
Yeah.
He was 34 years old.
Like, that's a history, though. Like, I went researching it this morning. Cowher was in his 30s. They went back and listed 4, 5, 6 head coaches there. I know they've only had Noel was in his 30s, so that was like their MO.
It's nuts.
Where's he? Defense at the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, and he gets hired.
So he was college for a couple years. Played at William and Mary, and then he was at Memphis for a year, wide receivers coach. Then went to Arkansas State, and I think Keith Butler, who was the longtime coordinator there, they were tied. I think they were together at Arkansas State, and it was just a fast track, and then got hired as the D-back coach at Tampa.
Yeah, he was under Dungy.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
He keeps the same energy, too, seemingly always.
We'd see him at the owners' meetings, every year, and it's the same dude, just the coolest MFer walking around. And his kids were younger, his sons were young. I mean, I want to be Mike T.
Yeah, it would be nice to be Mike Tomlin.
Can I do it for a day?
It would be nice to be Mike Tomlin, except for in those years where he wins 10 games, but for some reason gets a bad seed in the playoffs and has to play somebody who's really good and then loses, and then it's another first-round loss for Mike Tomlin.
Whoa.
Who's that?
You see that? That's the Yinzers. They get real loud.
Yeah.
And I like to let the Yinzers know I appreciate why you're that loud, but grass isn't always. Sometimes there's no grass on the other side.
Usually not.
Especially in this.
I know there's been places that
sometimes there's coconut corn husk on the other side.
Okay. Okay. There's no reason to even say that in this particular conversation. Okay. No reason for it. But some places do have this ability of just going and making the hardest decision a franchise has to make successful multiple times in a row. And maybe the Steelers they just get it right. with coaches whenever they find a coach. They're able to figure out what the trait is that you have that you get a good coach. That's how you have 3 guys over 50 years, 60 years, 70, whatever the fuck it is, okay? Green Bay Packers, they figure out quarterback.
Yeah, they do.
They go from Brett. That was an uncomfortable situation.
It was.
Very.
Gosh.
I would like to say that it did appear as if Brett was in pretty good shape.
He still is.
Now he's going through Parkinson's, but if you were to check elbow bicep ratio, I mean, he's thick right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still working.
Yeah.
Those aren't show ponies.
No.
Those are
Yeah.
workhorses.
That's right.
That's what that guy's got hanging from those arms. And listen, Mr. Gastineau, we reviewed the tape.
So sorry.
We think that sucks. We do think your life would be vastly different if you're the sack king. But on the flip side, Brett Favre was not thinking of Mark Gastineau in that time.
Not at all.
He was thinking Strahan, my buddy,
Yeah.
My friend.
My pal.
my pal. I could do this. But Mark Gastineau says, yeah, it's those who you don't think about that are pissed off the most. And
right.
Brett Favre says, you're telling me, brother.
Amen.
Brett Favre,
Here, here.
Also, him hanging around and like all the Giants players like hugging Favre and like tapping Favre on the helmet, that didn't make it.
Yeah,
look
Favre
good.
holding the ball, congratulating
They
him
played
too.
it off well for being, I mean,
Who, Brett or Gastineau?
no, all the
Straight-handed.
Vikings guys are like, did they not see what just happened? Like,
Oh,
they're
he
doing it.
celebrated, he got the
And
record.
and he's down crying on the grass.
Oh,
Jesus.
wait
No
a
accept,
second.
Dan.
Whoa, wait a second, Coach. What do you mean? What are you talking about? That was Strahan just made history right there.
Yeah.
Straight history.
Poor Mark.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, really?
No, he gets
Okay.
a 30 for 30 this Friday.
Yeah,
The sack
can't wait.
exchange. Can't wait to see it.
Okay, so that is the 30 for 30 coming out?
Yep.
That's what Gastineau was filming with this camera here, with
Maybe.
running into Brett Favre?
Yes.
Jeez Louise.
Brett's smiling.
What was it down in distance? What was the situation?
Look, it's 34-25. It's the fourth quarter.
I don't think it says.
They didn't do down and distance back then.
Up 9. Couldn't turn the ball over there. Still enough time to lose, you know.
He's
So,
obviously playing for a naked boot, so they had done their studying.
yeah, exactly. Strahan saw it
Tendencies.
coming.
The only reason I asked for the down and distance situation is that he's obviously looking for this boot. Sniffed it completely out.
Bingo.
So great job by him, film study.
Bang.
And his coach is prepping him.
Exactly, which is what Brett was saying in his mind.
Exactly.
Didn't have time to say all that to Gastineau, but I guess it's come out. It was supposed to be a run play. Favre actually just kept it.
Yeah.
Just kept it.
That's
Said,
how
nah.
those are supposed to look when you do the naked.
Bingo.
Remember Peyton?
Bingo, yeah. Everybody else on the team thinks it's a run. He's
And
out
he
the other
ain't
side.
running. He ain't running this situation.
Yeah, no, Brett Favre actually was thinking about scampering this one all the way.
He was.
Touchdown.
I could use a rushing touchdown.
Now, I guess it did come out that somebody said that he did on purpose.
I've never seen Bubba Franks miss a block either. So
He didn't. That was his only one ever.
Well, that's the thing. Bubba Franks thought it was a different play. So on that play, he was supposed to just ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, Mr. Gastineau, Brett Favre, then right into Aaron Rodgers. And then Aaron Rodgers down to Jordan Love, who we assume is a guy.
Yeah, I think so.
I guess, is it too early to just assume that the Packers get it right? Is that what people are saying, or is everybody on the same page?
No, I mean I think it's tough now with the money situation because of like how much guys are getting paid. But like Love, he's not playing like he was down the stretch last year. But if you look at his stats and now he's finally healthy, he didn't play good in the first half against Detroit, but he was unbelievable in the second half. And I think down the stretch here, he'll show, he is. You look around the league, it's like if you don't have him, the Packers are in a good spot. They'd much rather have Jordan Love than be in the situation where a lot of these other teams are, where, even like a Trevor Lawrence, where it's like they paid him. I think if you're a Packers fan, you're more comfortable with the fact that they have Jordan Love than you would be if you're a Jags fan and it's like, oh, well, we paid Trevor Lawrence and we're kind of stuck with him.
Yeah, your team's winning too, which is good, or having winning records at least. That NFC North is very, very difficult, and we'll talk more about that in a matter of moments. But absolute dart. Hasn't played that much ball.
No, he hasn't.
Hasn't
the second year starting.
Hasn't actually seen a lot of defensive fronts. Remember, whenever we talked to Aaron over the years, Aaron would be like, they actually showed something that I remember from 2007, I think. The Giants showed preseason. And it was like, as I saw it, I was like, whoa, I remember this. And I immediately flashed back and was like, okay, safety's coming down. This guy's dropping out. And you make the check at the end. And that's why it's all the way down to 0 basically on a play clock every time Aaron Rodgers gets a snap off, because he's recalling what defenses are doing. Jordan Love doesn't even have a lot of that.
No.
And everybody's already decided that he's going to only get better. So every once in a while, he'll make a mistake, Josh Allen was doing a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Josh Allen just says, I'm not going to do that anymore. And he scores 6 touchdowns in one game.
Exactly.
3 on the ground, 3 through the sky. He is So special. It'd be fun to find Josh Allen. Might have it in Indianapolis.
There's chance.
You remember what they wrote about him coming out?
Big hands.
Rocket arm.
Yep.
Rocket arm.
Yep.
Be lucky to have a cup of coffee. He had a 50% completion rate coming out of Wyoming.
Windy, though, up there, right?
That's what I said. I said, that's pretty freaking
Right,
good.
Laramie's
Anybody
always-
that plays in Laramie and has 50% completion rate. But, yeah, he was supposed to be a bust. He was supposed to be not a dude.
Is it not a perfect match with Buffalo? You just talked about Laramie being a hard place to play. It's like Buffalo, no snooze to play either, coming off that lake with the amount of snow they get and wind they get and how cold it is. And then obviously being able to spin it through all that weather is a big deal. Having massive hands is a big deal because the weather is that. And then his personality matching up with the Bills Mafia. I'd assume Laramie's pretty similar to Buffalo. You know, Buffalo's just a little bit bigger. I would assume we have a lot of similar mindsets. We got Cowboys, we got people that have a great time, but obviously both incredibly mentally tough with the weather that you're going to have to deal with. I'm not sure everybody's ranching, but they're all living. And I think like Bills Mafia with Josh Allen, perfect match.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Never seen.
Bill Ford.
Tough, fun. He was voted the biggest shit talker in there. I don't know if Bills Mafia is like, yeah, we're a bunch of shit talkers, but I do know they are very active and they say a lot of things. So it's like feels like a perfect marriage over there.
I think coming out too, like it was the big hands, like the big arm and everything like that.
That's just part of my take, I think.
That was a big part of it, but I think a lot of people also thought he was just like a big oaf. They didn't give him credit for he is so athletic.
Oh yeah,
like that. I don't know if you saw as much of that when he was at Wyoming, but I don't think people.
Did we see Wyoming?
Well, they played Iowa week 1 and got their asses kicked.
By Josh?
We saw Wyoming.
No. Iowa beat the shit out of Wyoming, and it was kind of like watching that.
Okay,
okay,
let's
whatever.
move on.
That was a senior.
You brought it up, but we're saying nobody sees it. So
but then during his first season,
we should. I'm not saying we should.
I wish.
I wish I saw it.
Yeah.
You tell me your channel, and I will try to find it.
Wyoming.com.
They need it. Give me the Wyoming.com app.
All the
I'd be there watching
all
every
the
game.
streaming devices you got and you haven't found them.
You tell us. That's not our fault.
Well, they were terrible this year.
Just do a little work.
Listen, we're going to try to lasso them Cowboys into our lives. We
No doubt.
certainly will.
I guarantee you.
he had that hurdle against the Vikings,
Bulls.
though.
Yes,
Anthony Barr.
Anthony Barr hit.
Yeah, and it was like, oh shit, this guy is an insane athlete.
6'5", 240 pounds, right? And he's running away from what he did in this last game against these defenders. Sick.
He reminds me of a more athletic Big Ben. Like when I watch him play, I'm like, oh, that's more athletic Big Ben.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so let's roll with who he did that to last week. And Big Ben obviously could extend the play vastly different than Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Different ways. They do that bag getting thrown at you drill a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You know, Ben's like, yeah, let's do the drill. Let's practice a little bit, get hit in the face with these bags, and then let's throw it. Josh is going to try to avoid it, try to dance a little bit, and then shit talk it on his way by. I don't know if Ben was doing that, maybe. But yeah, Josh Allen is what everybody's hoping for. And there might be a few around the NFL right now. Let's talk about the team that beat Josh Allen this past weekend. The Los Angeles Rams are playing at the San Francisco 49ers tonight on Prime. The NFC West has been the most parity-related group of teams in the NFL this season. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I love that. That sounded like a high IQ. That sounded like a UNC academia.
Sure.
Oh,
Drake May, if you will.
You got to be bright.
Yeah, because you can get that West Virginia academia. You can just have a little bit better time.
Sure.
You know, you can get up there. But the NFC West has been very, very tight. The Seahawks are currently the Kings, but there is a collision course with the Rams last game of the season, and the 49ers, oh no, have they woken up? Are they back, or do the Bears suck? We find out tonight on Thursday Night Football with a hot Rams team traveling to Santa Clara, California, where there will be
chance of rain, 40% right now at kick, and then throughout the game, 20%.
The San Francisco 49ers are favored by 3 at home. The Rams head into San Francisco. 49ers have lost to all 3 divisional opponents this season. Ouch. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp were injured for the Rams in their Week 3 matchup, though, versus the 49ers. Yikes. Still
They didn't
won.
have anybody.
The Rams have won their last 2 games and sit 1 game behind Seattle for the top spot in the division. Everybody's still in it. San Francisco's even still alive. I couldn't see it because Kornacki, where he was standing, but there was a percentage for the San Francisco 49ers to make it into the playoffs. Chuck, what should we be thinking about when we look ahead to tonight's Thursday Night Football game on Prime?
This seems like a typical Rams. They did the same thing last year. Started it really slow and then got hot. They started this season 1-4. They're 6-2 in their last 8. high-scoring affair, win that one against Buffalo. They're healthy. They beat these guys week 3 with nobody. I mean,
the Niners woke up.
They did.
The Niners woke up.
And they fell
I'm
asleep
with you.
during that
They
fourth
are
quarter.
completely healthy. They've got some guys that are questionable, and you've got Trent Williams is out, right? They're out of running backs.
Dorinda.
Well, he's questionable. He had a foot sprain.
He said he's good. He said
I'm
he's
going to
good.
go.
We'll see. They got Patrick Taylor behind him. I expect Debo. What I would be doing if I'm doing props tonight? You know, Philly, they're talking about A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts and all this, so everybody's anticipating A.J. Brown should get targeted about 1,000 times, right?
We'd assume.
And score 50 touchdowns. So bet Debo, because Debo's frustrated. He's got 1 rushing touchdown and 1 receiving touchdown.
That's about Debo.
Okay.
Getting some carries tonight.
Juwan Jennings is the guy. He's been the guy. Kittle's got 8 touchdowns for him. Jennings got 6. Jennings had 3 touchdowns in the first game against these guys. We'll see some clips later on, Pat, where he just ate up the Rams in week 3. So I would suspect that Debo, with all the talk and the frustration, John Lynch said some things that he's going to get. This feels like three losses in the division, right?
Yeah.
This is a must.
Oh, sounds
for the Niners.
Sounds like maybe Chuck thinks that the San Francisco 49ers have woken up a little bit. When these guys publicly complain about stuff, wide receivers more so. Now, be who you can afford to be. If you're not the guy, you can't talk. You'll just get cut. Like, that's how that'll go. So there's only a certain amount of people that can do this in its entirety. There is definitely conversations by the coaches immediately, like, how do we put this fire out? Can we get the guy the ball? That's the easiest way, then we just move on. Is that happening with coaches? Like, in San Francisco, Shanahan knows, like, hey, we got to get Debo the ball. Like that, him and John Lynch are having that conversation.
Everybody knows it. Player knows it. The coach knows it. The head coach, the OC, sometimes, like, the game and how they're playing you, coverage, all that kind of dictates whether you can get him the ball or not. Like, if he's getting doubled and they're going to say, okay, you're not beating us with Debo. You're not beating us with A.J. Brown. We're going to do everything. Sometimes that dictates whether you can get the ball. You can try to force feed him.
Yeah.
Throw him a bunch of bubble screens behind the line of scrimmage or whatever and see if he can. But sometimes but then everybody knows, and then you're like, okay, look, let's get this thing squashed. Let's feed this guy.
Yeah, because it's all about the game and how you play it.
Well said.
And I think that doesn't get talked about enough in these situations.
Amen.
Thank you, Chuck. You're the best. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a brand new general manager for the North Carolina Tar Heel football team. Friend of the program, gone too soon.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paisano extraordinaire, multiple-time Super Bowl champion, big football brain, TED talker, author, podcast host, live show host,
What?
email newsletter founder,
What?
and now potentially a blueprint creator for college football going forward, Michael Lombardi.
Yeah.
How are you, man?
Welcome to Chapel Hill, guys. It's exciting to be here. I'm not going anywhere yet, Pat. You can't kick me to the curb yet. I'm not ready to go anywhere.
You got a lot of work to do. You're down there in Chapel Bill. You get it? Okay. Lombo, let's talk about it. Shoot us straight here. How long have you been thinking about getting into or back into a team and being in some sort of general manager role? And how long have you been thinking about doing it for college as opposed to the NFL? How'd we get here?
Well, we got here because of my great respect for the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick. I mean, that's why I'm here, because there was never a time in my life that I enjoyed more in my professional career than working for him and building football teams with him and understanding and learning the game of football from him. So this is an opportunity that really kind of came about because of that. And I'm really excited at this point in my career. I'm certainly not ready to retire. I think I have a lot to offer. I think, I'm probably more ready to be a GM now than I was when I was one earlier in my career because of experience. And so I'm excited to work with Coach again. I'm excited to work here in Chapel Hill. We've always said this is a magical place. It's funny how history turns around, Pat. In 1992, Bill and I were on this campus. We were scouting. We were living in Cleveland at the time. Dark winters, cold rain, you know how it goes. And we needed to get south. We came to Chapel Hill. And we stayed over at the Carolina Inn, this really magnificent hotel on campus. We brought Jim Schwartz and all the guys from Cleveland. We watched tape all day, went for a jog, watched a baseball game, and we thought, how in the hell can't you win here? And that's been in our minds ever since. And I think, to me, this is a magical place that has had great players. Lawrence Taylor, Julius Peppers, some incredibly great players. We need to build great teams.
You guys took a snow trip down to Chapel Hill, picked up camp, moved it there. You said you go for a jog, watch some film, go to a baseball game. You're talking about how close everything is down there at UNC, right? You were able to go to maybe pop over to Duke, maybe do a little UNC stuff. Is Wake down there as well? You said you fell in love with that place, huh? That's what happened, and then
it was. I mean, you're going to come down here. We're going to get game day down here. We're going to bring the whole crew because this stadium is unlike any other. Between the trees, it's fabulous. I mean, it's a magical place. And, we're going to build a football team inside out. We're going to bring in young men who want to develop into pro football players. We're going to build through the offensive and defensive lines. I mean, look, this school could be called Quarterback U. We've had 2 quarterbacks picked in the top of the draft, Drake May and, Mitchell Trubisky went in the first pick overall. So, this has got great historical value here that we need to enhance. And certainly Mac Brown built that, and we're going to continue going to get to the next level.
Okay, so whenever you talk about building through the offensive line and defensive line, there's a whole new added element to college ball that makes an NFL GM potentially be a step ahead. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Lombo, congrats first and foremost. The portal opened up the other day. How deep into portal film are you already? Because I think there's like 1,500 kids already in the portal.
Yeah, well, if you want to play for the greatest coach of all time and you want to be around a winning program, please enter the portal. We'll take you. We're going to go through it deeply. I mean, this is an advertisement for it. We're going to go deep into it because we're going to rebuild the team, and I think it's important. I don't think it's just about – this is team building. This isn't adding players, right? We're going to systematically and strategically build the team the right way so that we have sustainable success, so that you can compete at the highest level of college football. I think that's really important. I think everybody makes too much about the cap. Certainly the players deserve to get paid, but more into the cap, there's 2 things that involve the cap. It involves how do we develop players to become good players, and how do we pay the players that already are good players. So there's 2 systems that are going on simultaneously. And you need a head coach like Coach Belichick who understands that. Player development is the key to salary cap. We've seen this. The Jacksonville Jaguars have done this for years. They buy players. They haven't won enough games. You got to develop your own players from within.
Okay, so let's talk about developing your own players from within. We asked Coach about this the other day, and he said that his recruiting move, or how he's going to deal with recruiting, is projecting what the proper position is for a player, and then also showcasing, like, if you follow and you come and do what we do, you're going to be pipeline to the NFL. Have you guys thought it as a GM? I don't think any of us know these roles that are kind of happening in college ball. What is recruiting for you guys? And Coach Prime obviously has been able to do it the way that he has done it, which is Zoom calls, I believe, FaceTimes, and then also whenever he has to, he's making visits and doing everything he has to do, and he's been able to get all of the guys that he wants to be able to come there. Then there's the old school way where, hey, we're on the road, we're texting, we're hosting, we're doing all these. How do you see your guys' recruiting world being? Because that's the biggest difference, seemingly, from the NFL.
Well, the biggest thing is we're going to evaluate the players on the tape. That's the most important. We're not going to watch highlight tapes. We're going to watch the player play. But the player in high school is different than the player in college. You have to use high school to really give you an idea about the player. Let's take Cooper DeJean for the Eagles, second-round pick out of Iowa. If you watched his basketball tape when you played basketball in high school, you're like saying to yourself, this guy's a unique athlete, and there's something we can do with him. There's 4 kind of scouts, Pat, in every organization. There's the poor scout who can't see anything. There's the picking scout who picks on one thing the player can't do. And then there's the production scout who only grades the player's production. But the most important scout in your organization is the projection scout, to see a player and project his future. And so that's our job as scouts. We're going to go to these high schools. We're going to watch the players, but we're also going to take into account what did he do in track? What did he do in wrestling? What does he do in, the best state wrestler in North Carolina is probably could be a great offensive lineman. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take all the elements that go into an athlete and put it together and paint a picture. And then what we're going to do more than anything is we're going to develop that player. We're going to develop the skills from within that fit the system, because we're building a team. We're not building an all-star team. We're building a team. And that team is related to what we're going to do and win on the field.
I forget who it was just a couple weeks ago. Somebody in the college ball world, might have been Coach Saban, I'm not sure, said, hey, there's an opportunity for big kids in high school, like to be offensive linemen. Wrestlers, there's an opportunity to potentially get into the football world. Because you think about all the great offensive lines basically throughout colleges, it's always like this guy was a high school wrestler, this guy was a high school wrestler, this guy was a high school wrestler. And you guys showing up and watching a game, the buzz that's going to be there is going to be so real. And then the conversations that follow afterwards, I assume people are going to feel lucky to get an opportunity to come into the Bill Belichick University for the NFL. That's a wonderful thing. I'm excited to watch you kind of piece that together. Speaking of your entire program, Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Lombo, congrats again. And let me just say that tie is Al Michaels-esque. Absolutely perfect.
It is. Good tie.
When I tied it this morning, I was thinking of you, Connor, and I was thinking of Al. Al's cheated us lately without the real tie. Now, last week he gave it. Now, we'll see what he does tonight. It's in San Francisco, so I hope we get a good nod out of Al.
Yeah, I expect his Division I work, especially now that Bill's back in coaching. But with that being said, it was alleged that Bill wrote a 400-page kind of report breakdown about how the team would be run and how the program would look, and he gave it to the board. Is that something you have read or that you knew of, and did you help him kind of build that together? And have you kind of contributed to that plan when it comes to that 400-page report?
Well, I think everybody has contributed to that plan because Coach Belichick's a meticulous note taker and he's an incredible processor of information. I think that all those notes that he talked about with Chancellor Lee Roberts here at North Carolina were all about his life, the education of a coach. And I think that went into all that. And I think we become better coaches. We become better executives as we get older. Some of the mistakes we made when we think we know it all at age 30, we find out that we didn't know it all at age 65. And I think part of that notes is how to build a winning team and how to build a championship. I don't know if it was 400 pages, but I'm sure from all the coaches in New England, all the coaches that were with us in Cleveland, they all contributed to that as well because it's a learning process that you go through to how to build a team the right way and how to develop. And that book will keep going on too. But I know this, Coach Belichick knows exactly what he wants to do with his program, and in that document that he presented to the Chancellor is exactly what the Patriot Way was all about.
I appreciate you saying, I don't know if it's 400 pages, but there was certainly something like the report valid, the page number a little bit much, depending upon the size of the font on any given day. I think I read about that report that he had maybe given that to like other teams this year because he was asked to consult, and then he would like kind of change or write how he felt about their program. Is that true? And did you guys spend this year learning a lot more about college ball because of Steve?
Yeah, we did. We both have helped out. I've helped out Washington. Obviously Bill's son Stevens at the University of Washington. And, I was involved with the Arizona program through Jed Fish and now with that Washington. So we've been around the program, and I've gotten a lot of phone calls about salary cap when it comes to college football, as I'm sure Bill has too. But, it's not as easy. It's a little bit like you want to steal the Princeton offense. Unless you understand how it really works, there's no sense in stealing it. And I think that's the secret to what Bill understands. Everything has to work together, from the nutrition, the strength and conditioning within the program, and then it goes into the teaching and the development. When we were in Cleveland, we had two coaching staffs basically: Ozzie Newsome, Pat Hill. We were coaching offensive and defensive linemen while the other coaches were coaching the team, and we were developing young players at that program. So it has to be a systematic approach, and I think that's what Bill probably presented to them. And look, there was nobody who could, like I keep saying this to you on the show, who's going to interview Bill Belichick? Seriously, who could be qualified to interview? We have 4 openings in the NFL, I think now, or 3. Like, who's going to do the interview?
So that was a big part of the conversation. He's 15 wins away or whatever from being an NFL head coach. From your perspective, obviously you don't speak from anybody, but from your perspective as somebody that's been around him a long time and around him currently, do you think he didn't want to play the whole song and dance again with the NFL and saw an opportunity that he thought he would love? Like, why do you think this inevitably happened?
Well, I think because if you just follow everything he's ever said during his career, it's team first. And I think individual awards have never really mattered to Coach Belichick. I think it's about winning championships. I think it's about chasing something bigger than himself. Could he have caught Don Shula? I'm sure he could have. Would he have felt good about it? Not if he didn't win a championship. So I think it was about that. And winning a college national championship to add to a resume that's incredible would be something that would be really enticing to him because it's a team sport. So I think that. And I think, look, the NFL landscape has changed dramatically when we both got in the league. Me at 84, him back in the 70s. It's a different league now. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of collaboration going on. I'm not sure it's the right thing. We have a lot of bad teams in the league. But I think it's hard to set up your program the way you want it in pro football today because there's a lot of people that have opinions that don't really know. And so I think this gives you a chance. It's interesting. If you go back and read The Education of a Coach written by David Halberstam, there's a section that Halberstam actually predicts this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, that book was written in the early 90s. He predicts that it was going to happen because he watched Bill. He was observant. He understood Bill. And he knew Bill wanted to connect as a teacher to players, that it was more important that he did that than it was chasing his own victories.
Shaping the future is a wonderful thing. Teachers, coaches, very grateful for all of you. And now you guys head to college to potentially create the future of the NFL. Last question here now on all of that from Coach Pagano.
First order of business, Lombo. I know you got a lot on your plate and a lot to do. Is the first order of business, is it evaluating the team that you have now, the players that are coming back? I know we have roster reductions coming in NCAA football, right? Like it's going to be 105 players, I've heard. Like, where do you start? Where do you go from here as far as, the evaluation process? I know the portal's open. And then lastly, from a coaching staff perspective, I know there's guys there. We know guys that were on the Mac Brown staff. Will this be a combination of NFL guys that have worked for Coach before and college coaches, guys that have been on the road, recruiting type guys?
I think the first thing we're going to do is scout inside out, and we're going to grade every player that's on the team to make sure we know what we're looking for. There's no sense in going into the open market if you don't know what you're looking for. Any road will lead you down if you don't know where you're going. So I think that's the most important thing. The second most important thing is we're going to make sure we have a quarterback, right? We're going to make sure that there's quarterback and quarterback competition on this team, and we repair the offensive line. And the coaching staff's going to come down to Bill deciding on what coach fits. Building a coaching staff's like putting together a rock and roll band. You need the right people at the right, playing the right instruments and all working together in concert. So I think that's what's going to happen. But I got to tell you, Pat, I am really excited to be here. My wife Millie's with me. I'm excited to be doing this. I can't wait. I mean, this campus just electrifies you. Last week I was with you guys. I saw you with my highlight of last week was I got to see you guys. I didn't see you in but I got a picture with the duck. I was so happy I got a picture with the duck.
The duck
and
is
I just
phenomenal.
felt the vibe of college football. Yeah. It was phenomenal. I love the Oregon Duck. Go Ducks. So I'm really excited about this. I'm excited about this point of my career where I think all the years that I've spent on leadership, all the years that I've spent learning, I think it can come to fruition here at the University of North Carolina.
We can't wait to watch. We're so thankful for you and everything you've done for our program. We will certainly be here. Anything you need from us, you're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, the general manager.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you too. Michael Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombo.
The GM.
Oh, crazy.
The GM podcast, isn't that it?
GM Shuffle.
The GM Shuffle. Now he's the GM of UNC.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
That is so cool.
Rejuvenated.
Well, you don't want to hit the open market if you don't know what's in. All roads can go down if you don't know where they're going. It's like, whoa.
He's so
just
happy.
Bars he's so happy.
So happy.
Yeah, we get to build a football team again. Okay, we don't have to listen to any of these billionaires. All right. Okay, this is awesome. Yeah, he's excited to be back in ball. We talked to him yesterday whenever it was potentially lingering and we might have found out. He said, I'm back in ball. Mm-hmm. And we're back on the other side of this break. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Cheers.
Belle Sessions, who got here at 3 a.m. this morning, was the winner. Her ticket was pulled, and you thought to yourself immediately, what, Belle?
I knew I couldn't do it, and he was next to me, and he said that he could, so we're splitting it.
Okay, so Belle Sessions made the decision to talk to my man, Henry Silver, who Henry got here yesterday at 6 p.m. He's been waiting for this moment. Now, Henry, you told her that you could make it. Why do you think that's the case? Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I've kicked a ball before. I've played soccer my whole life. I think I can do it.
This kick is for $150,000. You said you would split it in half, right? Yes, sir. Okay, so let's make it $200,000. If you make it, you will both get $100,000. Where are you from, Henry?
I'm from Fishers, Indiana.
Who's your favorite NFL team?
The Colts?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Come on, bro. Hell yeah. To hell with the Falcons. That was rude. They didn't deserve that. I like that. Henry, 33 yards, $100,000 for you, $100,000 for her, $200,000 to hurricane relief, $400,000 on the line. Henry, are you ready?
Of course.
Have you ever said anything bad about kickers?
Of course.
Shut up. Let's go. Now, here in Athens, Georgia, it would be beautiful if $400,000 would be up for grabs. Why don't we double it because the Georgia Bulldogs? So, $800,000 kick right here, Henry. But what I want to let you know is you're not getting a second opportunity. I don't care if this entire place starts chanting for a second kick. One kick, 800,000 racks, 400,000 to hurricane relief, 400,000 to you two split, 200 grand each. Henry Silver from Indiana for Bell Sessions. Let's go, Henry! Oh, my... Henry! Come in, buddy! Come in! Let me see this, Henry! That was amazing. I mean, he walked in like Henry! Congratulations, Henry! Congratulations, Bell! Dude! Congratulations, Georgia! What a morning! College game day's the greatest. College football's amazing. Bell.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. Why? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Coach Rod's Back Thursday, December 12th, 2024. Out to the program starts now. Football! It is amazing. We're lucky to talk about it every single day. The Talks at Tables here at Boss Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One after the
emotional day.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Bingo.
He's going home, going home. Tell the world he's going home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. Need that for this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When the kingdom away. That's the national championship.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And Morgantown.
He's coming home. He's coming home. Tell fucking everybody.
Who's up by?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Oh, shit.
Who is it by?
There was an original before that. Come on.
Who's that by?
I don't.
It's by Diddy.
That guy.
No way.
Yeah, it is. Diddy and Skylar Gray. Yeah,
Not the original. Not the original.
The one
Not the
everyone
original.
knows.
Sounds like Skylar Gray.
I didn't know there was an original. I'm glad there
Nah, yeah, I'm talking about the original. What do you guys?
But the part we were just doing is Skylar Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the original, not.
Just don't say I'm
Tom Jones is. I'm talking about.
Sure.
Well, I don't know what you guys were singing.
TJ?
You guys were talking about Puffies?
That is TJ.
Wow. I didn't know that's what you guys. I was talking about Tom Jones's version of that song.
I've never heard Tom Jones's version, just like
Oh,
never.
It's on every morning in the Hawkeye.
That's not a real name.
I listen to Tom Jones.
That's why you guys always screw yourselves. You can't care about the artist, okay? Just the art.
No, see, that's one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys can't be doing that, okay? You have to keep it all in perspective. I did not know that you guys were singing that. I was singing Tom Jones.
You were singing the Tom Jones version. Well, we just got our wires crossed there. Because had I known,
You should have known that I was.
Tom Jones is an elite artist.
I think a lot of music might be up.
Yeah, we might be running into that a decent amount.
I am a bit worried.
Yeah.
I'm listen to a song, and then all of a sudden I'll open up my X account, and I'll read a post, and it's like,
Can't sing that song
I'm not
anymore.
gonna be able to
That
listen.
stinks.
It's all over. It's all right. Get the bad guys out and girls.
Get them out. Someone make new music.
Speaking of good guys back in, ladies and gentlemen, back in the Thunderdome for another week of fantastic analysis. Yeah. And maybe even a winner against the spread tonight.
Hope so.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Pagano.
Yeah, Coach.
Hope so.
Got a winner last week.
Yep.
Got a winner last
Appreciate
week.
you.
Handout.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Handout.
Handout.
Oh.
Whoa.
3.5.
3.5. Some people got it as a push at 3. He took it at 3.5. That's a win. Go ahead and take that thing, Chuck. Oh, he's cold, and guess what? He's heating up. He's taking the. Whoa, he's thawing out. You
Like
see
Austin
that?
Powers.
That's good acting. Oh, and he's back.
Not
you see
bad.
that? Now, I didn't expect that amount of. That's my first time seeing that. I did not expect that amount of excitement on a kind of a little bit of a.
Yeah, a little
handout.
wishy-washy.
A little bit of a
handout, if you will.
I thought maybe that thing was going to stop halfway. Like, I took.
Should have seen me at home when you did it last week.
Jeez. So, hey, I want to let you know, congrats on a big win. Do you have a good feel for tonight?
I do.
That's good. Stein's over.
Yep.
Sometimes you just got to go back home. Go back home. That's Tom Jones' song.
Yeah, the Tom Jones version.
Yeah. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who lives in Ohio. He's former president of Ohio. He's the college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, he's A.J. Hawk. How you doing, A.J.? Tom Jones?
Yeah, Tom Jones version. Yeah, Tom Jones for sure. I know you always said that. This is the Tom Jones version, guys, even before the whole Diddy situation.
What situation?
Thank you, A.J. Somebody listens to me. I am incredibly
I
pumped.
pay attention.
Well, not all. We know that's not 100% true, but like I do appreciate you saying what you just said. I would like to hear what you have to say about a couple big news. 3 things that actually broke in college football over the last 24 hours. First of all, Rich Rodriguez is back at West Virginia. How do you feel? A.J. Hawk, how do you feel about the Mountaineers going forward? Are you scared for Ohio State and everything in the future? Because at some point, that flying WV is going to pop onto that 12-team, 14-team college football playoff, and there's going to be a Buckeye on the other side, and sorry about it. Okay, West Virginia is about to be great again, and I thoroughly, truly believe that with him because of his wish to make it right, and he's got a lot of motivation. He's got some things to get off of his back and off of his conscience, I believe. Going back to West Virginia, motivated. I'm pumped about it. I guess there's some people in West Virginia who are still I don't know how we let this guy back, but it's I think he understands those people. He wants to earn them back, and I think they're going to win. I just think they're going to win automatically. And I don't know if that's right or not, but I think it's true.
Well, I feel like I've said this all along. It feels like this was a no-brainer. Rich Rod went and kind of went and had his other gigs, and he's shown that he still can run a very explosive offense. And this dude is West Virginia. I mean, I get maybe it's like an age thing because I remember this era. I remember the great run that Rich had when he was there, and all the great players that you guys had come through there. So yeah, that's part of it, I'm sure. But yeah, why not? Why would you not hire him? At least give him a shot. Let's do it.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people that wanted the gig, so incredibly lucky that our school is in that position. And obviously, shout out to us being in the Big 12. A lot of people see opportunity to get to the college football playoff. Not saying the Big 12's lesser conference, but it is a bid, seemingly, for the playoff if you're able to win the conference. And we didn't even get a chance to ask Lombo about that, but North Carolina, ACC, okay, you win conference, you get in. That's one of those situations that is appealing for a lot of people these days, especially with how it's going. And the need for it to be run, I think there's an old school style coming back to football, I think. Yeah. I think the salary cap that's about to get put in place with what those contracts are going to look like from schools as opposed to just fugazi NIL deals. I think it's going to get back to developing and working and it's not easy. And there's going to be some adversity and you're going to have to develop. I think that's going to happen with West Virginia, but I also think transfer portal, Rich is going to be able to find the guys that he thinks. So I think it is going to be a boost quick.
That are his guys that fit what he is looking for. That's what every coach is doing. But Rich does seem to be very good at finding guys that would work for his system and that would work in his culture, I guess, too. That's a huge thing.
Yeah, and back in the day, it used to take a couple of years because the offseason's the only time you can kind of reload. It's the only time you can really make anything happen. Now, you can get right now. He can get guys, and you look what Signetti did at Indiana. It's like, how many guys at his Jacksonville State team that just won the Conference USA are going to get poached by a big school anyways in transfer portal? It's like, does Coach Rod have any of those guys that I would assume that he has guys that know the way he goes about doing his shit, know the way the workday is going to look like, know the way the offense or defense looks like. It's like Rich has those guys that are going to be able to get in there. And then obviously whenever he meets with the current team, you heard Lombardi say like, hey, if you're out there getting the portal, we're looking for you, which is basically saying we're going to bring in our own luggage, and it's like, which is what Coach Prime said, but that's kind of how teams operate. That's like what teams look like, is a revolving door, a carousel. So it's like, how many guys at West Virginia currently that have not transferred, and maybe they're waiting for the bowl game to play, which is cool, but like how many of those guys does Rich Rod think are, and how many of those guys think they can actually
he needs a Rich Rod
be QB in that program?
Can you tell guys to transfer? How can he get guys out of there that he doesn't want there?
I don't know. So it used to be like through workouts you'd be able to tell. I think I think he legitimately was like, hey, these summer workouts, we're going to find out who's supposed to be on our team and who's not supposed to be on our team. Like that. And we get it out of the way before the season starts, before training camp starts. And I know there's a lot more rules and everything like that, but like the intensity of those workouts and like what it's going to be, that like builds, that's where the program is like built.
Well, that winter conditioning, that's the biggest thing. Like those 6 a.m. runs and workouts that you do as a team that are, you go to bed the night before and everyone's anxious, nervous. I'm going to sleep in. I know I got to go there and kill myself for 90 straight minutes, but that's when you become a team.
Scared to death, too, that you're going to mess up. Yeah, scared to death you're going to miss your alarm or that you're going to miss a run and everybody's going to have to pay for it. And it's like, can't even sleep the night before these things because you're going in there. But it's like that attention to detail, that accountability, that showing up for each other, that builds a team. That's how teamwork comes together, which I do think we're losing because, they say when you sweat together, that's when you cry together, when you go through things together, that's what builds like a team. Nowadays, I don't know how much of that there is because once it gets to like too much sweat for some people, or we're going anywhere near adversity that could bring, it's like, well, we're out of here. And they're going and getting more money. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think Rich has had to evolve, obviously, through it all, but he's going to find his guys, and his guys are going to have a work ethic. Like, these dudes are going to be in shape. These dudes are going to be fast. These dudes are going to be ready. Like, that is part of the team. So how many guys on that team are ready for that, too? That is, because, hey, he didn't get brought in here because the team was winning.
Yeah.
We're brought in here to do this. So I'm excited for him to meet this team and for this team to meet him and really see who's there. Because if Neil's been able to bring in some recruits, we've had a lot of NFL guys. Mm-hmm. He's been able to bring in recruits. If Rich can, be transparent with these dudes on what it's going to be like, which I think he will. I think meeting one, it'll be like, hey, this is how we operate. Bang, boom, boom. This is what I expect. This is how it should go. Down in the weight room, this is how we operate. Boom, this is how this whole thing goes. If there's guys in there that I hope, and I think there will be, that are like, yeah, this is what we've been waiting on. It's like he's in a great head start if that's the case. But if he has to fill through the transfer portal and find all those guys in like a 2-week meeting with people, or a 1-week meeting or a couple-day meeting, I don't know how easy that's going to be. So I think it is big how this roster ends up being constructed. And tomorrow, I and Connor will be live from the Coliseum. Doors open at 10:30 a.m. there on the beautiful West Virginia campus. Beer will be served at concessions. Wow. I've been told, potentially. Tomorrow's a celebration. After our show goes live from 12 to 1:30, then the press conference will take over on this particular program, and then we will follow with that for as long as it's entertaining. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as it's on, we'll hop back in a room that is not in the gym to finish off the program. But tomorrow should be electrifying. I have no idea how many people are allowed in. I do believe it's going to be like a first come, first get seat thing. I think the Mountaineer Maniacs are going to be there. I think they have allotted a large portion for them. So it should be electrifying. I'm excited to hear Ren and Rich talk about the whole process. I'm excited to hear Rich's vision. I'm excited to hear the response too. I can't wait to get out there. West Virginia's about to be back.
How many people How many people does that place seat?
So they cut it in half. They're setting it up like a fight presser, where you go into like a bowl, but instead of, they're doing it right down the middle of the field. So it's like half the bowl, I think, is going to be, or like, I think it's
like a quarter of the arena,
like a third of the arena. I think it's going to be like a third of the arena, and then obviously press conference, and then the press.
So at least a couple thousand.
You would think, yeah, should be a pretty good little environment. And from what I've been told is no classes tomorrow. Next week is finals week.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
So there's no class on Friday. So
makes sense.
I think tomorrow could be a nice little celebration. I think I don't want to put cart before the horse here, but I think tomorrow could be pretty electrifying, and also pretty pivotal day in this whole thing, because however Coach Rod decides to talk about the opportunity in the team the first time, big deal for people to hear, And I think the state's going to be rallying behind him. And then Bill Belichick, AJ. How do you feel about him officially doing that? And Michael Lombardi, friend of the program, being the general manager down there.
I mean, I think it's awesome. When you listen to how they're laying it out and how you hear Lombardi, you can tell how excited the dude is to be back in there and working with Bill. 5 years, $50 million. That's the first I'm hearing of that. That's a nice little deal.
$10 million per. I guess it was originally reported as 3 years, $30 million. Then the journalist that reported that said, "Hey, journalistic standards, got to correct it. It's actually 5 years, $50 million. Still got it right for 10 per. Didn't know it was for 5. Yeah. Thought it was for 3. So we appreciate said journalist. Forget the name. I do apologize.
Drudel?
Nobody's got it in here.
Nope. No,
I looked around the room that did not have it here.
A lot of blank faces.
But I would like to let him know I appreciate what he did, reporting, then correcting himself to get it accurate. Yeah, but 5 year, $50 million is what has been allegedly reported on the second go-round. $10 million a year, head coach at North Carolina.
Whew, he's got a presser today, correct?
Yeah, 2 o'clock, it goes off. I believe Marty Smith is actually live from down there. We could probably cold call him here.
Hell yeah.
Let's cold call Marty Smith, see if he's down there.
Is he going to go old school, normal Bill? Remember in his last time he was on the show last week, didn't he say, I got to get my press conference
media
aura back or something?
Yeah, so that's a whole nother conversation. College, you can't do that, right? That ain't, because you're always recruiting?
Yeah. You can't.
You're going to be who you are. He can't go down there.
Part of his aura.
I don't know, though.
Imagine that local media going from Mac Brown, who
they're crapping their pants right now. Can you imagine those guys? Oh, my God.
Some student reporter.
Oh, yeah.
Why did we do this?
I would hope the student reporters, he would understand, like, hey, I'm shaping the future of this, too. So he might, actually.
Those guys are
that question, just so dumb. Just why would you even phrase it that way? What if he is teaching these student reporters whenever they ask a question, you want to know about our defense? So you should have said, like, hey, what about your front seven getting beat up in the rush as opposed to blaming the secondary on the run? Like, when you ask these questions, they need to be much better. And so does our front seven. Great question. And then goes right
to special teams.
If
you're a student reporter, just ask about special teams. There'll be a home run every week.
Other teams punter or just college punting in general. Because college punting rules are different than NFL punting rules. I am actually very excited to see what he does when it comes to special teams in college. Favorable rules in college for a lot of things. Unfavorable hash marks in college for kicking. Like just absolute crap. Absolute crap that they're that wide. Should not be. Move those things in. But I guess they said it was for the good of the field back in the day. I'm excited to watch Bill take advantage of special teams. And all of football-wise, he'll be able to coach the football. We're talking about recruiting. We're talking about running the business. On the field, he'll be good regardless. They'll be good regardless.
Absolutely, because I don't care what level it is. I mean, good players want to be coached. They want to be held accountable. They want discipline, and he's going to give them, the proper fundamentals, the technique. It's always going to be that foundation, right? What's important? The ball is going to be important. Blocking, tackling, throwing, catching. He's going to emphasize all that. What's going to be fascinating is watching the staff come together, because we really don't have any idea yet.
Yeah, who do you think it's going to be?
I mean, I think it's the usual suspects. I don't see how McDaniels and Patricia and I would even assume some of the Cleveland guys, like Lombo brought it up, the Cleveland staff that they had, any guys like that were around. I'm assuming Saban's going to be some sort of consultant, without a doubt. Why wouldn't he be when it comes to Bill? And
he's consulting with West Virginia, I think.
Yeah, of course.
I think he's got not enough time on his hands.
But it would be safe to assume that he's going to help Bill too.
How about Tomlin coming out and saying, I would definitely send my boys down to Bill. And we talked about that over there. Like, his recruiting legitimately might be like the IMG parents, right? IMG parents that send their kids to IMG, they're like, hey, this kid's going to be a professional athlete. no matter what the sport is down there. But they are kind of like, yeah, this is happening. So going to Bill is almost like, hey, you're going to NFLU here pretty much. That is how they're pitching it. I think it is going to be possible for him to get great recruits from that. Like legit, I think it is possible.
How quick, I guess? How quick is the question? I guess how quick can you get him in there? Obviously, it's very important to have a stud quarterback. We know that it kind of jumpstarts everything. But yeah, I mean, the parents, even if the players don't know Bill as they haven't seen him as the coach that won all those Super Bowls with the Patriots, they still know of him. The parents are the ones who probably witnessed all of the greatness of Bill.
Yeah. Good luck down there. Good luck down there.
It's exciting. All exciting.
Dan Mullen, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Dan Mullen literally just, 2 weeks ago, told us, I love TV.
What's better than this?
Well, I didn't sweat. It is the first time on a signing day where I wasn't up until 3 a.m. calling somebody, praying to God that they would sign a letter of intent to the school that I'm coaching. And now it is being reported that UNLV has hired Dan Mullen to be their next head coach. They go from Barry Odom to Dan Mullen. Congratulations, UNLV. And to Coach Mullen getting back into coaching. It's one of those things these football guys just can't get away from it.
No, they're
addicted.
They can even spew talking points that other people tell them. You know, like the people that told Dan Mullen about not being up at 3 a.m., having a call recruit, probably his family, saying, how nice is this? You don't have to be up at 3 a.m. calling recruits. We get to have a dinner. We get to hang out, go to bed, wake up tomorrow, hang out with the kids. Then you'll do a show. Then you got the bracket release. How much nicer is this than what you had to be doing in the past? And Mullen comes on our show, goes on other shows. How nice is this?
Yeah.
This is the best.
I love
You know who's most excited that he took that job?
Who's that?
His family.
Bingo.
His wife.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They were
Your
spewing
point.
all that stuff to him. He was saying, yeah, this is nice. This is nice. This is nice. This is fun. This is fun. This is fun. This is fun. And then all of a sudden, UNLV's like, hey, you want to get back into the ground? Or
You like Vegas?
how much you guys paying? Let me.
$5 million a year.
Okay. All right. So what do I got to do? I got to call people at 3 a.m. the night before recruiting? I love doing that. I love competing. I love beating people. I'm right back in it. That's just like such a football person thing. That's like such a football guy thing right there. Can't get away. Even though literally within the last week was laying out a lot of reasons why he would never do it. Because the West Virginia job was up and I was almost like, we need to pitch this guy. But he sold me so hard that he's never fucking coaching again.
So you know how good at recruiting he is.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're right.
Freaking kill it.
Those 3 a.m. calls. He's
You
selling.
can't get it once it's in your blood. You cannot replicate in the next life what you've done. From what I have here with you guys and with this program, it's a team. You know, you feel part of something. And when you leave the game as a player or as a coach, that locker room, that camaraderie, that common suffering that you're talking about, game day, competition, the grind, it's hard to fill days. You can't replicate that. You can't replace that.
Yeah, that's why you coaches coach forever. That is literally what happens. And we want to let you know we're thankful that you're hanging out with Miss Tina a little bit more,
That's right.
hanging out with the grandbabies a little bit more, golfing a little bit more, and still being dialed in. So much so that you have a winning record against the spread on Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
We love you, Coach. We're happy you're a football guy that was able to get out. Andy Dufresne somehow.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Because most of the time, not possible.
No.
He would tell you what, that UNLV gig comes up and Bellagio Bob's is there. I think Coach is going back to coaching.
Yeah.
Bellagio Bob.
What's my credit line?
What a dog.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Part of the negotiations.
Did you call Mullen yet?
Yeah, have you talked to Mullen about Bellagio Bob and the hookup they could possibly get?
I need to get on that now that it's,
Official?
yeah.
There was rumblings.
Fugazi. You don't know what's fugazi anymore. We can't. Now it's official. So yeah, we'll get Bob on the phone. He'll be jacked up.
Bellagio
He
Bob.
sends his best to the program.
God,
Of
send
course
it
he
back.
does. That's why Bellagio Bob's the best.
That night was
Send it right
unbelievable.
back times 100.
Tell him we
bingo.
love him. And the suite that he put me in was the most hilarious room I've ever been in my entire life of anything.
It's Bellagio Bob.
We're up above the.
That's Bellagio.
This thing
Bob.
is, I don't know, 30,000 square feet. It felt like I'm there for one night. One night. Can't even like my bag is just a small bag, wife's bag, small bag. Can't even experience the whole room in one night.
That's amazing.
Bellagio Bob,
That's Bellagio Bob.
absolute dog.
Gets it done.
Joining us now is someone who we hold in basically the same air as Bellagio Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Live. Just hung up.
Just dropped.
Uh-oh, that's not good for recruiting. Don't got any service down there?
Can be more focused.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man who is live from North Carolina Tar Heel University for the scheduled 2 p.m. press conference with Bill Belichick Athletic Director Bubba. I assume there's going to be some higher-ups that are also going to be there. Michael Lombardi is going to be there. And also there, living legend, ladies and gentlemen, Marty Smith.
Yeah, Marty!
Gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm trying to make these earbuds work, but Wiley's earbuds. Here, take this back.
Wiley, we appreciate you. You're an absolute dog. Wiley, cameraman. I forgot. For the that baby Wiley, North Carolina fan. He is living high right now. Hey, ask Wiley how last year's Duke's Mayo Bowl went. Can you ask him real quick?
How did last year's Duke's Mayo Bowl go? Yeah, big thumbs down from Team Wiley.
Who did that? West Virginia. About to do a lot of that, brother. We're in the same boat. Marty, it looks wonderful. Where are you guys at? Theater, press room, and what are the expectations here? Bill's going to lay out why he's doing that, or how does this expected to go?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to know, Pat. I mean, I want to know why this job is right for him right now. I would love to know how he'll define success at the University of North Carolina. I would love to know what role his son's coaching future might have played in this decision. I would love to know what he learned in his year off that he might bring to this. I want to know how he believes his historic NFL success might translate into his goals at the University of North Carolina. There's so many intriguing aspects of this decision for Coach Belichick, and this is massive for the University of North Carolina, boys. I mean, this is a basketball school, period, end of paragraph. And for them to have been able to land this gentleman, I mean, look, we don't get shocked anymore. What's shocking anymore? Nothing, but this is. I didn't see this one coming.
The other day, neither did we. We thought this was a potential leverage play by Bill Belichick for an NFL team. I think a lot of people thought that publicly. And then he came on our show on Monday and laid out exactly what he would do. It was like, oh, this guy is very well researched, obviously. That's Bill Belichick. And then we just talked to Lombardi, who's the general manager down there, multiple-time Super Bowl champion. And he was like, it was never about the win record for Bill in the NFL. He's team guy. He wants to go wherever he thinks he'll be able to build a team and develop a team. And he didn't think the NFL was necessarily like that for him anymore. This provides that opportunity. I'm excited to see if it works out. Are you just standing in the middle of a room right now screaming into a phone? What does that look like right there?
Yeah, I am. I'm standing here and I'm actually using Wiley's phone. I don't know if I can turn this around. I'll just do this. Come here, look at this. Let me just show you guys around.
Yeah, please do.
Say hi to the McAfee Show.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you guys. Congratulations. Congratulations.
So here is Coach Belichick's spot where he will address the entire world.
Keep that water.
And then you have the North Carolina Chancellor, Lee Roberts, will be seated right here. I'm not a very good camera person.
No, you're great. You're doing great.
And then you have Athletics Director Bubba Cunningham right here. Okay. And then beside him, the legend, the great Steve Kirshner, who has been the sports information czar at the University of North Carolina since I was in diapers. He is a great man. The media is assembling as well. What are we, fellas? We're about 35 or 40 minutes from when this thing's supposed to start. So the people are making their way here. Again, I mean, it's an historic moment in this university's history because I don't know the exact stats. One of y'all's folks back there in the back who have the computers and the brains, but I don't think they've had but one 10-win season since 1998.
Oh,
and that was 2015, I think, under Larry Fedora. You can look that up. I think that's right. But hey, Kirsch.
Let
me ask this. Am I right? One 10-plus win season since 1997. And that was 2015. I believe that's correct. Okay, I'm told that's a correct statement.
Kirsch. Thank you, Kirsch.
You're welcome.
That's a good answer on a Kirsch. Might be new Schwami. Schwab, I'm sorry. It's not Schwami. Jeez Louise. Stumped the Schwab.
How do you guys feel? I'm so intrigued by the evolution part of this for Coach Belichick as a person and as a leader. Because if you look at the paradigm shift we've seen in college football, right? Like college football coaches, they grip and grin at donor events. They kiss babies and shake hands. They have so much media responsibility. There's just a lot of variables involved outside of the coaching sphere that the CEO of a college team has to manage.
Yeah.
And I'll be fascinated to see how Coach Belichick manages all that. And you may have spoken with him about this.
Yeah, I was about to say, what if he doesn't?
I don't know.
The thing is, what if he doesn't? Like that's the thing. Like, what if he chooses not to? Like, what if some of these things you're talking about that are certainly very real for a lot of college coaches, and I think it scares me to death to even think about being a college football coach, because the amount of expectation and the amount of time that you have to spend working every room that you're in because you're constantly recruiting. I wonder if Bill Belichick is going in there and there's an expectation of like, nah. Like, we're going to get our guys in here. We're going to recruit our guys. And all the donor stuff, like, we're going to win. You're going to want to give money to it. Aside from that, I got a general manager, Michael Lombardi. You could talk to him about our academics and everything like that. Like, I wonder if that's a part of it, or if he just has understood what all goes into it, and he spoke at a lot of different companies now. He's been at a lot of different conventions. Maybe he doesn't mind, the happy hour handshake and the conversation to get donors. I am intrigued by that as well, Marty, but I legitimately think, what if he just chooses not to do it? Is that even possible in college football, Marty?
I mean, maybe for him, I know that, and nobody knows this better than you guys with your great relationship with Coach Saban. But it was very hard for Coach Saban to manage in his heart and in his prospectus roster management, when roster management meant lawless free agency. Because right now in college football, we have free agency that allows the players to leave anytime they so choose. And when you have a scenario where you want to develop players and prepare them for the next level, and they want to know how much money they're going to make, that's hard on the heart of an old, grizzled, old school, hand in the dirt, hit you in the mouth college football coach, or for pro football coach in this case. So there's just a lot of things I wonder. Obviously, he's a genius. When he gets on the grass, there's no doubt they're going to be competitive in my mind. But it's everything else that I wonder what that looks like for him.
They're kind of set
warm and fuzzy. Warm and fuzzy ain't been his brand, Patty.
Well, except for at this ring ceremonies, obviously, and who knows if this is even a positive one with Kraft there. Who knows? Looking back on it all now, none of us know anything. But I do wonder how it's going to go. They're kind of setting a precedent in how future teams could operate. We got a head coach. We got a GM. I think he said there's going to be a director of player personnel. Obviously, all the coaching staff and consultants. He said there's no limit to who can consult on your team now. This might set a precedent for how future businesses at the college football level run. I'm very eager to watch it all go. Go ahead, AJ.
Marty, what's the vibe in there from all the local media? Are they a bit anxious, waiting to see what Bill Belichick they may get, and how responsive he might be to their questions?
There's definitely a great energy in here. There's people filing in now, AJ, and the room's starting to fill up. Basically, where we are, we're in a kind of like I think what it would be is a hospitality kind of suite of overlooking Kenan Stadium, and so it's way, y'all can't see that far, but those windows back there is the football stadium.
Nice.
And so that's where we are. People are starting to make their way in, and obviously there's tremendous optimism, and I don't know, I don't remember a time other than in a basketball context where I live in this state. I live right down the road in Charlotte. I've lived here more than half my life. I know what all of this means to the Tar Heels that are my neighbors and all around us. They've always wanted to be relevant in football, and they've been all right every now and then. I mean, Mac Brown had them humming back in his first tenure, but they've just basically been kind of there. And now this seems like it might be an opportunity for them to make a big jump. Look, in today's iteration of college football, we have revenue sharing coming next season. We have free agency. We have all of this kind of pro model infiltration of collegiate athletics. And then you look at what, for example, Kenny Dillingham did at Arizona State. They were picked dead last. Nobody thought they would be competitive, and they won their league, and they're in the college football playoff. So you can flip it.
Yeah.
If you have the right guys. He just has to make sure that he has the right players.
Curt Cignetti at Indiana is the perfect.
Correct.
Because Indiana basketball school, long time, even though they haven't been in the Final Four since
long time,
like 20-some years or something like that. But they are a basketball school. Curt didn't have a lot of resources, like for football at all. weight room, didn't have their own weight room, didn't have a lot of this stuff. Kurt Cignetti gets in there and obviously brings in his guys, flips the culture, was able to raise money. On that note, Ty has a question for you, Marty.
Yeah, Marty, a report came out that said one of the stipulations or something in the contract was the NIL portion, and it was reported that North Carolina basically committed, like, hey, yep, you guys will have a $20 million NIL budget next year. How quickly did that come about? And also, like, you mentioned it, like, it's a basketball school, end of paragraph. Are people in, like, boosters and donors, like, do you think they're okay with this kind of shift in commitment towards, like, hey, we want the football team to also kind of take center stage while they're also competing for, a national championship in basketball this year?
As far as the confirmation on the number, I have no idea. But I think that's one thing that we would like to dive into here in 30 minutes or so with the chancellor, with the athletic director, Bubba Cunningham, and Coach Belichick, because that's a massive shift. And football is king. I know that this is a basketball school, and that's what people in Tar Heel State love, and that's the pedigree, and that's the tradition, and that's the brand. But football, if you're good at football, it changes your entire athletic department paradigm.
Oh, yeah.
And that is a very important thing right now, at least in my opinion. And if they can get good in football too, and they're really, really good in both of those arenas, then I think that you change your math quite a bit. And so who knows about whether or not they have committed that. I saw that same report this morning. So I'm sure they won't be super forthcoming with us on it, but we'll see what we can find out.
Okay, so to your point there, though, if your football team gets going, it's like I think there's 63,000 seats in the football stadium. It's like if you could fill that up and those prices can go crazy, that's obviously a massive addition to this revenue world that we're about to get into, the revenue sharing world, the merch that can go, and then also the showcase. Now, UNC basketball, obviously, whenever March comes around, the whole world sees it. But with how sick those unis are, with how sweet those unis look, if they're on
boy.
Yeah, if they're getting showcased, it's like money up, enrollment, everything up for every school. That's what football does. That's just reality of America. Indiana is currently experiencing it down in Bloomington. Now, let's talk about the future of UNC, shall we? And maybe you'll be able to find this out. Coach Pagano has a question for you, Marty.
Hey, Marty, I know Coach has a ton to do once this press conference is over. Everybody's kind of anticipating and looking forward to see who he puts on his staff there. A lot of rumors, speculation that his son Steve will follow him there. And we don't believe on this program, I don't believe it, that part of the stipulation in him taking this job was that Steve would be the coach in waiting at some point. What do you know on that?
I've heard the same things, Coach. What an honor to get to chat with you, brother. Huge fan. I tell you, that's a very intriguing piece of this for me as well. And in driving up here, I was thinking so much about what questions I would like to ask Coach. And the way I would ask it is, what role did your son's coaching future have in your decision? And that lets him share his truth. I don't know what his truth is there, if there is any, but it certainly is widely speculated. And I'm a dad. I mean, I can understand if it is true.
Yeah. You'd pardon your son,
Steve,
yeah.
Steve has a very good job right now, but I will say that if you're in a position where you can help your children, then you're certainly going to consider it. So I look forward to hearing what he has to say about that too, as we get moving here in a few minutes.
Yeah, being a parent is a different animal.
Yep.
You know, I saw that beautiful girl this morning, and I was just like, anything you need, you know what I mean? Like that is just it's a different animal. And obviously we've seen it with Coach Belichick throughout his entire career here at the NFL. But on that note, kind of the future, Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Marty, is the expectation, 5-year contract he signed, is the expectation that it's 5 years and done and then whatever happens after, continues on? Or is there a thought like, hey, of course, yeah, he's 72, he's old, but he's not just going to be there for 5 years if all goes well. Like this could turn into a 10, 15-year thing where Bill Belichick's the face of UNC football.
I think that would be
Was he talking to Ty there? He said, tell your Iowa guy hi. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
because sometimes sometimes these things don't work the way you hope they're going to work. And if he's here for 5 years at a high clip and they're talking about extending and moving forward and all of that, then that means this was a rousing success. So I think that everyone would sign up for that who's about to enter this room here in just a bit and make this announcement formally.
Marty, thank you for taking time, brother. You look phenomenal. You look phenomenal.
Sir.
The hair.
Hair's perfect.
Look
at this.
Hair's all
The tie.
The real kicker is what your suit jacket lining look. I can't imagine what Patty's suit jacket linings look like, but look at these motorcycle rider skulls.
Oh, 2 motorcycles. Is that in the pocket square too? You pull that up?
Yeah, oh yeah. I got a solid pocket square here. I was a little rushed this morning, so I'm not sure it even matches my tie.
No, it does.
But we won't talk about that part.
No, Bill won't point that out or anything. All right, we appreciate you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Marty Smith.
Yeah, Marty.
David Allen does my suits. He really does. The inside is where the show is. That's where they start doing that. And then if that's connected to the pocket, you see that's your pocket square.
Exactly.
It's that's a game changer.
Magic trick.
Yeah, that's a. Oh, I don't have a pocket.
Oh, wait a minute.
Just kidding.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do. Look how professional I look. Now, granted, this sport coat, no offense, David Allen, you know this. I'm not a big dress-up guy. So those sport coats go on. They're awesome. They fit perfectly. They look cool. And then I take them off, and then I put them.
Put them in a ball.
I put them in a ball.
Yeah.
You know, that's in a ball. And
You're supposed to, right?
We got the next one. David Allen sent over. Shout out, David Allen. I appreciate you. It looks like it's good. Let me see. Yep, like a glove. Sweet. I'm done with it. All right, that thing's coming off.
In a ball.
That's right, in a ball. And then you see what has happened here is we have got to the end of the sport coats.
Sure.
So now we're going back to the ball.
Go through these balls.
And you probably could have been able to tell that the last few weeks on game day. We've been in the ball. We've been pulling out of the bottom of the ball, because that's the furthest one down. That's the longest one to go. I've been pulling those things out of there. But every time I put it on, I'm like, oh, yeah. And then, thank you, David. You're looking out for me. I look professional here. And then we move along.
If you want, I will gladly run into my dry cleaners if I can have them back to you today.
That's very kind of you to do that. And that's probably something I should do. I should put them in a big old garbage bag and just drop them off at the dry.
Here you go.
Figure it out.
Please figure this out. I'm not good with the whole dress up thing. Marty always looks cool.
Yeah.
Do we think Bill has full tie today, right?
Absolutely.
Carolina blue.
For sure.
Or he's got
They showed him walking
the
in.
sideline attire on, and he looks like a fucking slob.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe it's post game, Bill,
Yep.
when he walked in with the ripped.
Yeah,
Lombo's,
exactly.
Lombo's knotted up. Bill's knotted up.
Do you think what Lombo's doing matters with Bill?
Yeah, he takes. Yeah, I know who leadership he follows. So
Yeah,
the boss man's in a tie. I'm wearing tie.
Okay, I got
The
you.
boss man was in a quarter zip, which is very popular down there in the Carolinas.
Of course.
Nice quarter zip.
Yeah, exactly. Loafers.
Tassels.
Nice pair of lows. No
Boat
socks.
shoes.
Do they have the sunglasses that attach?
They are croakies.
Crokies.
They are
Crokies.
Croakies.
Oh, yeah.
Croaky
Country.
town? Those are cool.
Yeah, they do.
Those are really cool. I could never do it because something just that big hitting it.
Sure.
But I lose sunglasses all the time. I think that is a genius move by them.
Yeah.
And it's some guys even get sunburn on the back because of those croakies.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a sign of getting it done down there.
Yeah.
Shout out to North Carolina.
That place, I was there one year, 2007.
Everybody coaches there? How come we're
Lived
just
in-
now hearing everybody's
what the
coaching at
hell?
this place?
Lived in Meadowmont. It was like a 3-mile ride, door to door, to the football facility in my home. We bought a house there. We didn't stay but a year. Sold that. Lived right across the street from the Finley Golf Course, the college course. There's a steakhouse halfway in between that was the place is absolutely off the charts beautiful.
Yeah, that's what he was saying basically. He was like, we're watching film down here in the off season because we were sick of Cleveland's weather. We rented up the Carolina Inn, he said. We just kind of posted up shop, made our off-season plans out here. We'd walk around, go for a jog, say, how the hell can they not win in this place? Beautiful, huh?
Steak 54 was the name because it's right on 54. That's right off of that highway. Yeah, it's beautiful.
This guy always angling.
Good.
No. It just came to me. That's the only reason I said not shout out, not this.
No.
It's a good steak. They got good seafood.
Hey, there's a chance we're going to be back down in that town.
Yeah.
No, if you're there, you have to go to 54.
Okay, I will.
No shout out. No nothing.
I will.
treat,
No
great
shout
treat
out, no
down
nothing. In time,
Good to know.
54 is the spot. What do we got? We got good meat down there? Well, they got barbecue, right? North Carolina's barbecue place?
Sweet barbecue.
Sweet barbecue?
Bojangles.
Oh, they got
Bojangles.
Y'all know Bojangles.
I forgot about
The pine straw, the beautiful tree, the pine trees.
Oh, my God.
I'm excited to see how this works with him. Because we're all asking the same questions because we're all wondering the same things. Bill Belichick's going to be recruited?
Well, there's a pretty popular answer on the internet for that one.
Yeah, one photo.
Yeah, of course.
And it's an airplane ride.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's gonna work. I really do. Maybe that's because I'm a Patriots fan and it's Bill Belichick, but I just assume all those NFL guys who, like you mentioned, who have kids, they're gonna go there. And then you also assume those academies, IMG, the one out in Vegas, I forget what it's called. I mean,
Bishop Gorman,
the one in California where Chris Henry Jr. goes. Like all of those schools, I assume, are just a pipeline for kids to go to big D1s, and the goal is to go to the NFL. And now instead of that, it's going to be like, well, you should probably just go coach under.
How about that?
Under
These kids are preparing to be professional athletes since they're like 15 years old.
Yes.
Like, hey, this is the plan, right? This is the whole plan. Here you go, and then bang over to here. And I love that they're just open about it. Like, yeah, that's who we are. That is what we are. That's our entire angle. We'll see if it works out. He showed up this morning. Boy, he looks jolly. Holidays. Hey, guys.
Excited.
Hey.
Excited.
All right.
Nice weather.
Good to see you guys. Hey, can't wait to joust with all of you in every post-game press conference. Should be fun. Marty Smith saying that everybody's excited in the room. There's a buzz. I do wonder who's the first sports media person down there to look at a peer and say, our job just got like infinitely tougher.
Yeah.
Infinitely. Couldn't even. But I think also much more relevant, everything.
No doubt.
So that's good news for all parties.
Yeah.
Good luck down there, Bill. We're pulling for you.
I saw someone tweet, can you imagine the first time he's on the sideline and has to watch Dabo run down that hill?
That is going to be the interesting part.
Him hearing all these chants.
Well, that and like college coaches like talk shit to each other like on Twitter and in the media. Like that happens a lot more in like you don't really have
yuck it
that.
up. Can you see him and Dabo trying to yuck it up?
That's what I mean.
Trying to yuck. Oh, what's up, coach?
Who was that? Pretty good Dabo.
That was a good Dabo.
Was that Dabo? I didn't know Dabo's in studio.
Yeah.
Can you?
Coach, that was
Look out, Ty.
I didn't really hear it. Can you do it one more time, Chuck?
I don't think I heard it either. What was? I didn't know we had a Coach Dabo Sweeney impersonator.
Yeah, can you imagine?
How do you know Dabo?
He's just going to be like,
who, Bill?
yeah. Just like,
What's Dabo sound like though?
Yeah. What's
what's he say?
What was that particular
we
accent?
gonna do it our way.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
There it is. There it is.
I closed my eyes. And it was,
Man. Speaking of closing your eyes, let's all close our eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking a lot of college ball. Let's talk about the most important thing. We're at 12, count down to 1, and we crown
Well said.
a new CFP national champion. Close your eyes. Let's experience this together.
Okay.
We're mixing things up. It's about time. Schools get a shot to shine. It's more games and a lot more fun. Starting with 12, count down to 1. That's how we crown a CFP national champion. That's how we crown a CFP national champion. Champs keep the dream alive. 1 through 4.
Get a first round bye. 5 to 8, plays 9 to 12.
Winners move on and the crowd's all
Yeah.
quarterfinals.
New Year's 6.
Bowls on a rotating basis. Could be your all-time
Favorite team.
Somebody new
Bursting on the scene.
mixing things up.
It's about time.
No. That better not be going out on air. Not one shot on me. Show the video. This video. Come on.
Champion.
It better not be on
I think
me.
somebody's finger slipped back there or something like that.
Yeah, sorry about
Now
that.
I get it. Now I understand. Now
See,
I
you
get it.
got close. You didn't close your eyes one time that we could see you.
Because I can't. It's too. It's captivating. I have to see that.
Optically pleasing. You're right. That is what makes a good commercial. Catchy, very informative,
Funny.
and the more you listen to it, the better it gets.
was that the only one last night who had it in my head the entire time?
Nope.
To fall asleep.
You were not. I was brushing my teeth singing it in my head.
Yeah, as the wife and I were laying down, I said, CFP National. And she even said, that song was something. She cut me off.
Yeah,
and I said, champion.
Yeah.
You know,
Finish it,
excuse
please.
me. You know the words. I know you know the words. And I think that should have been running all year.
Yeah.
I
agreed.
love that thing now.
Yeah, me too. Because it's it's kind of explaining what's happening in this new 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
So I think that should have been run like during the year because of how informed us 4 bowl games in New Year's 6. I mean, just like 1 through 12 championship buys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like they should have been running that all year, so then we do hear it 1,000 times, and we're like, okay. And the whole crowd yells, yeah, that's how like we're in. Now it's like everybody, all we care about is the 12-team bracket.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what are 5 to 8 doing? Oh, yeah, they're hosting 9 to 12.
Yeah. Bingo.
I would have known that all year.
Easy. Champions get a bye, highest 4.
Yep.
I mean, that should have been all year, I think. But now it's up and running. Thank God we have it.
Yeah.
One last time here for the
Thank you.
college football.
God.
Who's this teacher? Who is that?
Teacher
College football.
CFP.
This is a high school class?
Looks like college, I think. It's college ball.
Mr.
That's a
College.
professor there.
It's education, right?
That's how we crown a CFP national champion. Oh, no.
This guy.
Didn't watch it enough.
Yeah, the first round by 5 to 8, host 9 to 12.
Yeah, but could
The
have.
crowd just yells.
New Year's 6.
Rotating bases.
Man, it's amazing.
Oh, they rotate.
Bingo, they rotate bases yes.
Every year.
Could be from any of these conferences. Oh. And then a guy goes through. The class. Dialed in.
12, counting down to 1.
That's how we crown a CFP national champion. You get it?
Champion.
Get it?
There you go.
That's how we crown it. Next Friday night it kicks off.
Yes.
IU, never daunted, heading into South Bend, Indiana.
Come on.
Right in front of touchdown Jesus to take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Big announcement yesterday. College Game Day will be at this game.
Hell yeah.
I believe it's going to be a good show, a long one.
Yeah, very long.
Diesel.
I believe it is. I believe it's going to be a long one.
Hit the tailgate.
Excited to get in there. It's the first game that's kicking off the 12-team playoff. These are exciting times. 2 teams from Indiana representing for the great Hoosier State. I'm pumped, and I think both teams probably feel good about the draw. I think both teams are probably excited about having to face the other team, and I'll have everybody know that here in the great state of Indiana, there's a lot of Hoosiers, okay, a lot of Hoosiers, and they've been quiet for a long, long time about football. So they may be picked up cheering for the Notre Dame team because they're from Indiana and they play football. But since Kurt Cignetti got there, and those boys have the greatest margin of victory in the entire country on the season, the way they've been winning, the way they've been talking, old school style squad, those Hoosier fans are back and very, very loud. And they're going to be going into a very loyal Notre Dame faithful. That stadium should be absolutely electrifying. Everything we talk about with this new 12-team playoff showcasing the home field advantages and the environment of college ball is going to be on beautiful display in South Bend, Indiana, next Friday night as Marcus Freeman hosts Kurt Cignetti. It should be fantastic. And then next day, there's 3 games that are kicking off at noon. Penn State has. Then the afternoon game is
Texas Clemson.
Yeah.
and then the night game is Tennessee traveling up to the Horseshoe. We got the SEC traveling up to the Big Ten in a massive way. That's going to be electrifying. I mean, it's next Friday kicks off something special.
Awesome.
When we have 12 teams and count down to 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You like your Boise State team or no?
Mm-hmm.
You like them to win?
Mm-hmm.
You like them to not be the team that people say, wow, what an easy road you have to play. You get to play against.
T-shirts are already made.
What are they saying?
Count us out.
Would you like the bye, Chuck? Do you get worried if your team has a bye like that in the middle of everything?
No. Get healthy. Because you can still practice, do enough, good on good, not kill them like Saban. I just went back and remembered what Nick talked about. Remember old school days when he was prepping for a bowl and they had the big window. You guys asked him, what'd you do prep-wise for that month? And he used to just, hey, this is, we're going to grind meat. We're going to get the young guys ready and kill them. And they had nothing. They got bored with the process.
Yep.
Wasn't exciting. So they're going to do it right.
You sent that to Boise? Did you send Saban's answer to Boise?
You talked to Coach
staff,
over there?
I need to do
May
this.
have had a conversation.
Oh, yeah? Giving the game away a little bit. Coach Saban's helping out the Boise State Broncos, which is good.
No.
I like that coach. He stopped by game day. He was good.
Yeah, Spencer's a good dude. Coach Danielson.
Yeah. God-fearing man.
Yeah, he does love. I appreciate that. That's the entire culture, I'd assume, with how open he is. 'Cause obviously, the identity of the team takes on the identity of the coach. How's he doing? You think he's perfect for the job?
Absolutely.
I think he was great on the show.
Yeah.
I think he was really good on game day.
No, he's
Some of these coaches
very
stink on
smart. He's smart.
Yeah.
He's well spoken.
Really?
Things
Yeah,
he
'cause-
says it all makes sense.
You like what he's pitching.
great with the kids. He's energy out there. I mean, every single day it's the same human being.
Community
Just
likes him?
Loves him.
Okay, I like that.
You go 12-1, they're going to love you. And that there's been, I mean, Chris Peterson, Dirk Cutter. There's been some great coaches go through that, won a lot of games, and what he's done in a short. I mean, he's the interim last year. Came in the interim, won the Mountain West, beat UNLV, and he's back-to-back Mountain West champions.
Beast.
35 years old too. I mean, he's a young gun.
Dog.
Got Genty to stay.
And he'll chew some gum, and he's a lot of energy.
Yeah, he did get Genty to stay. That's
Yeah.
a big deal. I mean, that's a big storyline in the around college football, especially because he's obviously Heisman in the conversation and superstar and winning the games the way that he's winning, and then also what they did to Oregon. At the beginning of the season. Now, that was a different Oregon, a lot of people were saying, but nonetheless.
Which was also, I mean, Boise was playing their best ball at the beginning of the season, so maybe this layoff is actually really good for them.
Georgia, Kirby Smart said, these dogs are going to rest. That's what he said. Because that commissioner right over there, that,
Great camera work.
Glasses
too.
wearing.
Great camera work.
Kind of get him in a corner. Sankey has no idea he's on shot. And they're like, Sankey can't take what he's saying. And then a lot of people saying, they had 5 games to the state, Georgia. We don't want to hear. I think what he was talking about is they had to play all the good teams.
Yes.
They had to play all the good teams because the SEC was like, hey, our marquee games are going to be our marquee games, which now with the way everything rolled out with SMU getting in over Alabama and obviously Ole Miss being pissed and South Carolina being hot at the end, how does that go going forward? Who knows? Who knows?
We sure Carson Beck's playing?
No.
That arm looked bad.
Looked like Purdy.
He actually said it's bad.
It's on Reddick.
Yeah, it looked like the exact same
It's a
thing.
UCL.
There's no chance.
Yeah, but he was able to get back in there and handball up.
He
This
could.
guy loves ball.
Gunnar Stockton's a tough son of a bitch. Anyways.
Gunnar might make an appearance here in the next hour in our Ram Truck segment. That's right. In the next hour, we'll be doing our final Ram Trucked segment. Where we will
Final
be.
one?
Yeah.
Well, this is it, huh?
This is it. We shouldn't do it any longer, right?
Probably not, yeah.
Yeah.
There's all these kids who are in the playoffs, they already got Ram trucks.
We'll be giving away a beautiful 2,500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram truck to one college football player that laid the boom legally. We'll also be breaking down tonight's game, giving our picks. Sports Center's on the other side of this break. We'll continue on YouTube, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and TikTok Live. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. I think I hit it. Now, granted, a lot of people that are watching there, though, like, they don't really have the audio on because it's just like at a bar or an airport or a cafe. So I try to do this one always at the end so they think that we did.
It was spot on.
When other people are giving answers and we're about to power right through, I'll always give one of these because then the people that are watching have no idea that we just...
Right.
And the clock.
Just completely... Yeah, but they know that we're going to a break, but they have no idea that Jage is in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. No,
He's going to... This answer's going to continue until 59.
Right.
Which is 4 minutes out.
Yeah.
But they think because we do one of these, it's...
Oh, you saluted. They're done.
That's a little trick of the trade.
They don't miss anything.
Disney Plus, pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're on Disney Plus now.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I saw it actually yesterday.
I guess that's a really big deal.
Sounds cool. I mean, that's where Star Wars is.
I went to go put Toy Story on.
Boom. That's what it is, I guess. Yeah. I guess it's like everything's in there. So we've been doing Netflix for baby girl for whenever she needs movie time or whatever it is. I guess Disney Plus is all. They have everything.
They got some great stuff.
Everything.
Yeah, I was getting tweets from people that are like, "Hey, over on Disney Plus for my kid, wild to see your guys' show or whatever it is." So shout out to whoever did that move. Anybody, Bob? Probably.
Hell yeah, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Anybody, Bob? Oh, we got to be the worst fucking thing on Disney Plus by far.
The most unique, maybe.
No questions asked.
I've seen a lot of stuff on Disney Plus. A lot of stuff. And not all of it's been good.
What was that? Have you seen those drones? They're still coming.
I don't. Like I said yesterday, I don't even want to talk about.
Let's get to a break. They're Rebel Ram trucks.
I'm genuinely scared.
Let's get to a break. Don't be. Because what can you
Are
do?
they drones?
Okay.
Are they actually drones?
That hit me last night.
That's what I'm saying.
I got real scared last night.
How do we not know, man? How's the New Jersey governor saying, like, hey, we need the military over here, okay?
Oh,
we need the fucking military now. because we don't know what's going on. And he's the one saying, like, we need to shoot one of these fuckers down. They won't let us.
And see where it's from.
Yeah, what the hell it is.
I never know what's real, what isn't these days. I think that's a problem on why a lot of people aren't talking about it.
Bingo.
Because, like, this is a very wild situation.
Which would be a
if it's happening. That's
bingo.
But all of the things that are saying these things.
Pretty big deal, Wall Street this morning.
What happened?
What?
I don't know what he's bringing
You
up.
guys don't.
Did DJT ring the bell?
Yeah.
He did.
Talking about DJ.
Oh, I had no idea. That's what happened?
We got bigger.
Is Wall Street going up and the drones are flying ahead? How is the drones affecting
Wall Street market?
Really? What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean,
It means
Good for your
good.
portfolio.
It means
Fine.
good. It means
We're
good.
doing just
You have a
fine.
portfolio, by the way? Never mind.
extensive,
Tell
diverse.
Me, tell me if you think I am the type of human who would ever trust any suit ever to have the money that I've worked my ass off with.
No,
Never.
No portfolio. That was a dumb question for a guy that knows you pretty decent, been around you a little bit.
People get so mad at me too. These suits that I'm referring to. You gotta
diversify your portfolio.
It's like, who's gonna do you? I just met you like 20 minutes ago.
Well, yeah, I can do it.
Okay, yeah.
I can do it.
All right, buddy.
My recommendation would be, like, you're probably gonna own your own team, but let's get 10%. Let's get in one of these teams. Let's buy, like Lowry just.
Bingo. Then you got to get into one of the funds, though.
Because those ain't.
So that's what I'm trying to get into one of the funds, and then the funds just kind of make the money off themselves. You see, then all of a sudden you're not stock market. You're actually the businesses that are in this. That's kind of the game.
Gotta.
Got to remember, 2009, I get in the NFL, first time ever with money, ever. First time knowing people with money, really. And boy, they had just lost it all in 2008, all of them.
Sure.
Every one of them. It was all signed, sealed, delivered. No problem at all. Put your money here. You're going to be great. Gone.
See ya.
So I'm a little gun shy. I'm a little gun shy in that entire world. Because I would like to see the money disappear in like professional wrestling rings or like Thunderdomes or like other things like that than just somebody emailing me saying, hey, everything's gone. You know, that's just a different way of me viewing things. But you're right. I do need to be a little bit smarter with my portfolio, especially if this stock market, which everybody knows how it works, right?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Money in, money out.
It's about time, not timing. That's all you need to know.
Okay. Let's get to a break. Speaking of
We
time.
had fucking
Chuck
Gecko
Beckford.
over here.
Who knew?
Yeah, damn.
The fucking wolf of
Right,
Wall Street.
AJ?
Yeah, you got it, Chuck. Yeah, just response. Okay.
That's the. Yeah, I agree. Let's get to a break. Let's take some time. It's perfect timing for that.
Yeah.
On the other side, we got Coach B's pick.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Ram truck segment. Final one of the year.
Crazy.
Mount Boom still reigns supreme. But there are three great contenders. One of these players will win a 2,500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram truck.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Diesel powered.
Right.
Can pull anything out of anywhere. Also feels like it's floating.
Oh my God.
When you hit the gas pedal, it sounds like. But it's not obnoxious. It's not an asshole.
No.
But it certainly lets the world around it know that I got the power to get shit done if you need it. But also the comfort and luxury to get you A to B if you want to. That's 2,500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram. We're giving one away.
Jeez.
Tomorrow sometime. No, next week sometime.
Next week
sometime. We'll have to delete that poll off the internet so
True.
nobody.
Yeah.
Well, but if we delete it, then there's going to be.
The voting will close. And then
But then everybody knows.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. I wish we could hide tweet. Can we hide a?
Yeah, can't you hide the results somehow?
I think there is a chance you can do that.
Tell Elon.
Where you can vote for it and your vote goes in, but it doesn't show what the percentages are.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden it's going to be rigged.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
That's not who really won.
Show us. Oh, you deleted it.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Boom was in a battle with the Calgorithm.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
It was.
Equipment manager, belly to back suplex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
1%
Still,
win.
The cow people were like, isn't this technically within 1% a draw? I'm like, you guys are much smarter than me. That's probably accurate. But with that being said, what I'm looking at right here says Mount Boom won.
Sorry.
More votes.
I don't like it though. They were saying fake votes were coming in. Like, whoa. but also
saying 2020.
I mean, what?
Never said you
Can
couldn't.
you do that? Can you buy both?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Mount Union or Cal? Which school do we think is capable of, hacking the system?
Well, I will say this. That 2,500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram's going to have a tough time getting around that Cal University.
Oh, man. The emissions out there, too, in California.
The Cummins diesel does not put out many emissions.
Well, slash your tires.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, not a lot of room to park, right, Gumps? If I do recall, I mean, that place was...
Yeah, it was tight quarters for sure.
It was active. It was cool. It was a cool experience being out there.
Good for
Legit.
the hills out there, though.
Hills, and it's very active. I mean, there's
Lots of skateboarders. Skateboarders were flying around.
There's people. I mean, that was the most active place we'd been all year.
Great hot dogs.
Great hot dogs at that one place. Old buddy that served it to us it looked like he did not appreciate everybody that was coming into his place.
Sure.
So I thought, this is one of those Philly cheesesteak places where like they're pissed off. That was not the case. He just serving dogs to people I think he didn't really like. As soon as we get in there, oh shit! This is what you guys need. Started laying out all the hot dogs we needed. He was right. They were so good. Gump, how good were those dogs?
Phenomenal. Pizza place. Not
What was
so
the
much.
pizza place called? Do I remember?
I don't know. It was. You talk about piping hot. I don't know if there's anything more than piping hot.
Lava. That was lava.
That pizza, you probably eat it 45 minutes later, still burn your mouth.
It was so hot.
It was. You couldn't do anything with it.
What do you do with that?
I don't know. It was the hottest pizza I've ever seen. I don't even know how they did it. That might have been part of the Cow difference. Is like it was so hot. They were able to cook things differently. But it was attempting to be a Pizza Hut pizza, like that style.
Good luck.
Had some good flavor. Had some good. It was really hot, but there was a Pizza Hut right around.
I was going to say, what do you okay, go ahead and attempt. Guess what? You lose.
Every time.
Every time.
Because.
Nobody.
And we mean.
Nobody.
Al Pizza's Hut. What day is it, boys?
I think it's Thursday.
Thursday.
It's a hot day. What does that mean? It is.
Tell you what that means.
It's Hut Day, I think.
I think the Hut's going to be out here, yeah.
Oh, my fucking God.
What a day.
Yes!
16 boneless wings, 2 orders of fries, 2 dips. Big old bundle for $15.99. And once again, that's a phenomenal deal. Shout out to
Great
Pizza.
deal.
So good.
Phenomenal deal. But we can't stress enough, and we have told them this. The bone-in wings. Now, you're not going to be able to get 16 bone-in wings in this whole song and dance here. Okay? Obviously, this is a great deal. Shout out to Pizza Hut for doing this. The bone-in wings are the best wings that you can get delivered to your house.
Without a doubt.
Okay? That is just what. They have fryers in there waiting for you to order fries, to order the wings, to order the boneless wings. Their wings, top notch. And then obviously the pizza speaks for itself. Has for like 40, 50 years, whatever it's been. Shout out to Pizza Hut.
Shout out
Mouth's
Pizza Hut.
watered.
It is. I'm getting kind of antsy. I almost want to be like, do we do Coach's Pick right now and then get the fuck out of here so we can have
Eat some Hut.
well pizza? No, let's take a break.
Okay.
There's more to talk about.
All right.
Well,
There's more to talk about. There's nothing to talk about when it comes to pizza.
No.
Pizza Hut, winner. Thanks, Chuck. Against the spread, straight up,
What?
future,
What?
everything.
What?
What's that, Tom?
can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Because it wasn't mentioned yet.
Uh-huh.
The little cinnamon rolls that came last week with.
Oh. You're talking about the little, like brownie patch things, cinnamon ones?
Two.
No.
Those came as well.
The mini
separate.
cinnamon rolls.
Insane.
Yeah, you know who Pizza Hut has a deal with for the little mini cinnamon rolls?
Don't say
I do.
it.
You ever heard of Cinnabon?
Oh, my God. The happiness at the mall
Bingo.
Holy shit.
is now the happiness at Pizza Hut?
Anytime you want.
They were so good last week.
Holy
If you didn't taste one of those with the icing was everywhere.
Everywhere.
A good collaboration there.
You know I don't mess with the icing. You know I don't do that.
You don't like icing?
I don't like messy foods. Okay, that's why I don't like things getting all over me.
It was one bite. It didn't.
Yeah, they're bite sized.
If they're here today, you're going to have to. I mean, if you're a Cinnabon guy,
I implore you to have one.
You implore me?
Yeah.
He's begging.
Good word.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I will. Because it's from Pizza Hut
yeah.
and it's Cinnabon.
Yeah.
Cinnabon probably got it even better somehow whenever it's
I know.
associated.
I didn't think it could be done.
What a good pairing, too. Pizza, cinnamon rolls. Holy shit.
Man.
Wings.
That's a combo.
The wings. Age. Have you had the wings?
Oh, yeah. Pizza Hut. The backbone of my family growing up. I know the wings are a more recent thing, but yeah.
Backbone of America.
Here, here. These cups. Here, here.
Everyone's family.
Better not be fucking ashing in that thing.
Yeah, you are ashing in that.
Piss.
We can tell.
No, I'm not. I'm not ashing in
It's
that.
clean. Good job.
Cheers to Pizza Hut. Bill Belichick just walked to the podium. We'll stream that live now. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice about change your life. Take however long this conference is good. Shout out Pizza Hut.
Being here, especially on short notice, as Steve said, I can't let the opportunity of so many sports journalists being here without recognizing our national championship winning women's soccer team, which won its 23rd national championship here on Monday. Indeed. I also want to thank my colleague, Bubba Cunningham. I've said publicly earlier that Bubba is among the most respected and admired athletic directors in the country, and the last couple of weeks have shown once again why that is the case. He's conducted himself with an extraordinary level of professionalism and dedication, and I'm honored to work with him. So it's always a great day to be a Tar Heel, but today is an especially great day to be a Tar Heel. We've been playing football at Carolina since 1888, and I suspect that in those 136 years, there are a few days that have been as auspicious as this one. I've said many times that we want to be the best university in the United States, and that means excellence in everything that we do. We're going to have an excellent college football program. We want to compete with the best, and we've hired the best coach. I was sent this morning this excerpt from Carolina's football media guide from 1954. It's talking about one of the assistant coaches, Stephen Nicholas Belichick. When Steve joined the Carolina coaching staff 2 springs ago, he felt right at home working alongside Bill Edwards, who had already come here. Edwards was Steve's coach at Western Reserve, and for the past 4 years, Steve had been an assistant to Edwards at Vanderbilt. He began his coaching career at Southwestern Louisiana Institute during his Navy V-12 training, became head coach at Hiram College in Ohio, and remained on that job 3 years before joining Edwards at Vanderbilt. Steve Belichick established a record for himself as a coach on pass defense at Vanderbilt. Steve is married to the former Jeanette Munn of West Palm Beach, Florida. They have a 2-year-old son, William Stephen. So, Coach, welcome back to Carolina.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chancellor. Really appreciate the kind words. And in the immortal words of Yogi Berra, the future ain't what it used to be. And we are embarking on an entirely new football operation, and we can't wait to have Coach Belichick leading the charge for us. Over the last 4 or 5 years, anytime there's been a search anywhere in the country, they thought the first 2 people you should call are Brad Stevens and Jay Wright, so that's who I called first. I didn't think either one of them were interested, but then we said, all right, how big can our list be and who should be on it? And we are here today to celebrate an incredible day for Carolina athletics and having Coach Belichick join us at the university. We are known as the University of National Champions, and we have a Super Bowl champion coach who's here to lead the program. With him today is also Michael Lombardi, former general manager in the NFL, and the future of college athletics is changing, and we want to be in the forefront of that. Coach Belichick has demonstrated his passion for teaching, for coaching, and for lifelong learning, and he is an absolute perfect fit for us at this time in the history of the university and the history of college sports. Please welcome the new head football coach at the University of North Carolina, Coach Bill Belichick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bubba, I believe you have a presentation for Coach. Chancellor also.
And I did get a new sport coat for the occasion.
Oops, sorry, Bubba.
Well, Chancellor, thank you for the sweatshirt, but the truth of the matter is, I already have one. It's good to have two. That was actually my dad's from when he coached here. Yeah. You can tell I like it, right? I've kept it a long time. It's got a little wear on it. Chancellor Bubba, thank you. I can't express my gratitude to both of you, the Board of Trustees, for this amazing opportunity. I've always wanted to coach in football, coach in college football, and it just never really worked out. Had some good years in the NFL, so that was okay. But this is really kind of a dream come true. I grew up in college football with my dad. As a coach at Navy for 50 years, so as a kid, all I knew was college football, and so it's great to come back home to Carolina and back in an environment that I really grew up in. When you're little, you don't remember everything. Obviously, I was too young to remember a lot of things from Carolina, but as I grew up, you hear the same story over and over and over and over again, and so one story I always heard was Billy's first words were, "Beat Duke." So, full circle. But again, very grateful and appreciative for the opportunity. This is a great process. I've learned so much about the university and the support that we have for the football program. And this is, obviously a great educational school, and the kids here are outstanding. And we want to, transfer that over to the football field and have an outstanding football team with those student athletes. So, I'm here to as Bubba said, teach, develop, and build the program in the way that I believe in. And so grateful to have Michael, with me in this process. Michael and I have worked together for going all the way back over 30 years, and he has a great knowledge of the general manager role, if you will, in this type of position, with terms of scouting two sets of players, high school players and college portal players, as well as dealing with some version of what's called salary cap, which is now part of college football. So all that being said, I look forward to working here. I talked to the players a little earlier, and that was a great opportunity to start to get to know them and start to build the program. And I'm excited to continue that process. And also met with Coach Kitchens, who will be, the first member of the staff that we hire. And, I have a ton of respect for him, as well as for Mac. A lot of respect for Mac and his career, what he's done. So also look forward to, connecting with him down the road. But excited to be here, excited to be in college football, excited for the opportunity to build and develop young student athletes, young men, and prepare them for their life, either in the NFL or professionally. But the lessons they learn will be professional lessons. They'll be pros in all areas, and that's what we want to develop, as well as having a winning program, a successful program. But we want to develop good people and good kids and good football players. So, Steve?
Thank you, Coach. Forgive me before we go to questions. One omission. There are a lot of luminaries in the room right now, but only one of you were inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the College Football Hall of Fame in the last 6 months. Julius Peppers. Congrats, Pep. Okay, again, please, if you would identify yourself and your affiliation quickly. Let's get through the questions quickly so we can get to as many people as possible. Hold your hands right now because I've got 7 assigned already. We're going to start over here on the right-hand side. Aaron Beard with the AP. I've already done that part. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hi, Coach. When you were studying college football in the last year and examining, so much more has come into professionalism in the model, whether it's NIL, portal, revenue sharing coming up. How many parallels did you see to what the experience you've had at the pros, and do you envision it sort of being like a mini NFL team in that regard?
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. I do think there are a lot of parallels. There's certainly some differences, but there are some parallels, and I think that's the reason for the general structure of Michael as a general manager, myself as a coach, and working together collaboratively like we have done in a professional organization. So. Yeah, I do think there's some parallels. There's differences for sure, but yes.
Right next to Brennan. I'm sorry, Coach, go ahead.
Hey, Bill. Brendan Marks from The Athletic. At what point in this process did you decide or know that you wanted to become the next head coach here? Was there a singular moment when that happened? And can you elaborate on the investment that North Carolina and your conversations with the Chancellor and Bubba made to make you feel comfortable taking the role?
Yeah, I mean, it was, we went through a process, but it was great. Every step of the way was great. The support was tremendous. All the things that I feel are important to have a successful program, Bubba and Chancellor Roberts reaffirmed, and I think they made a great commitment to this program. Obviously, we have a great university, and I'd say along the way, as kind of things got out, if you will, the amount of support that I got from Carolina grads, former Carolina football players, people that are connected with this university was really overwhelming. And not that I'm any social media expert, because I'm not, but there was an awful lot of, positive feedback from my face and stuff like that, and it was great.
Front row left here, Chip.
Chip Alexander, News Observer in Raleigh. I'm roughly your age, so I ask you this respectfully. Just at 72, why do you want to keep coaching? What's in it for you? You've proven yourself over and over, and your legacy is set. Why keep coaching?
Well, beats working.
Good.
When you love what you do, and my dad told me this, when you love what you do, it's not work. I love what I do. I love coaching. I love the interaction with the players. I love building a team, working with the assistants, game planning, the game itself. Which there's some good ones, there's some bad ones, but they're all learning experience, and working with young kids who, with the energy, enthusiasm to want to be good, to want to be successful. It's great every day to wake up and come into that environment. Thank you.
Okay, we got Andrew, then Mike.
Why? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Coach Rod's Back at West Virginia Thursday, December 12th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Football! Hey, it's wonderful. That's A.J. Hawk. The Talks and Tables here at Boston Connor and that's Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. And a man who coached football for 36 years. 18 in the NFL, 18 in college. Is he thinking about getting back in to the college football pool? Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Pagano.
Hey, Charles.
How'd that make you feel watching that presser there? Bill said a lot of the things, obviously, that we have heard him say. A lot of predictable things that he said. They had gifts for each other. They looked excited. Obviously, there was a buzz in the building. And then the stats that were read off there early from the Chancellor, like, we've had football here for 136 years or whatever the case is. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Auspicious, what a word. Okay, I like that. A lot of optimism happening down there. What did you hear from that? What did you see from that? And it's real. Now it is official. That is reality. We just saw him as the UNC head coach.
Yeah, it is real. got his work cut out like anybody. I mean, he sounded like he's fired up to be there. The hoodies and the cutoffs and all that, they're having a great time right now. But there's a lot of work to do. But if anybody can get this thing done, regardless of, being away from never being in college football, never coaching college football, I think just the lure of the possibility of my kid playing for Bill Belichick at one of the best universities from an academic standpoint, where it's at, all that kind of stuff. I love it. I think.
Are you getting back into college ball?
I think it's great. I think the biggest thing is we've always said 18 years in college, so I never knew the NFL. And once I went to the NFL, and you get a taste of the NFL, and even more so now with portal, NIL, the recruiting, you didn't have to, and I didn't know any better. For 18 years, that's just what we did. You did football, you recruited, you text, you did this, but once you get to the NFL and you see, okay, like in summer when it's vacation time, you shut your phone off in the NFL for 5 or 6, whatever that is, right?
Yeah, it's a nice little break before training.
And you unplug, and nobody, you don't have to worry about kids going to class, kids doing this, messing up on campus, football camps. We'd go to the lake in the summer, and Coach Peterson was coaching at the University of Washington, and he'd be hanging out with us at the same lake, and Dirk and I are in the NFL, and he's 24/7. We're golfing, and he's, what are you doing, Coach? He's got to recruit every single. They say it's like shaving. If you don't do it one day, you look like shit.
Yeah, but I think it is a different time.
Yeah,
I think it's the way they're viewing it.
Yeah.
I think and I know you still have to pound the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
I know you still got to have boots on the ground. I know you still got to keep people interested and kind of, recruit, always selling. But I think the way they're viewing it, and I assume he's setting precedent early here, is this is a professional outfit. This is how this operates. I expect you to show up to the meetings. I expect you to show up to workout. I expect you to show up to class. I expect you to do this. And I think they're not worried about retention, re-recruiting guys. I think they're expecting the people to get in there and just understand that this is
I'm just talking from a coaching perspective.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
and is that reality?
No, I spend time with those guys now down at Boise State. So I see those coaches on the day-to-day and what they have. But is
that Bill Belichick? I think that's the thing.
Well, it may not be the head coach, but they're the head coach, and the other place I know, they do that. They have to reach out, they have to talk, and they have to.
And I think I heard you say earlier, coaches are going to recruit against that. That is, recruiting is talking and finding your guys, even at a transfer portal and everything like that. They'll say have you even talked to, people?
Have they been to your high school? Have they built a relationship? The high school coach, they're going to say, these guys haven't been to your high school yet. We've been here nonstop since the beginning. First offer, whatever. They're going to use whatever. Now, whether that works or not, the bottom line is that the guy's developed. He's got the cachet because he comes in, got a laundry list of
The college coaching schedule sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Bill has certainly figured out he's going to do that or not do that, right? He definitely has thought about all this.
Well,
I guess his schedule is a nightmare to begin with anyways.
Yeah, and his whole thing was he would take a week or two in Nantucket and then be like, what am I even doing here? So, I don't think he was a big, hey, let's take the 6 weeks off and do no football. I just don't think that was his MO as much. I don't know for a fact. That's kind of my assumption. That's why they're so successful all those years. And I do think college football has changed in that sense. And when it does become you got to prove yourself as a coach, he doesn't have to do that really.
Are you going to add any UNC quotes to that tattoo? Every tattoo.
I've thought about that. Believe me, there has been. If they win a national championship now, that might be something.
Lombardi, Natty.
I might have to add the CFP national champion.
What were you? Started at 12,
counting down to 1.
Right. What's so funny, Age? It's a banger.
Yeah, it is.
5 through 8.
It's a catchy jingle.
9 to 12.
You loved it. I know you want it. Do you? Huh?
No, play it again.
AJ?
You should get Beat Duke put on that tattoo, con man. No, we're not doing this again.
You should get Beat Duke.
Should.
That is the
his first words.
Yeah.
Coach's first words.
Yeah,
Little Billy.
Little Billy.
That's what he just said on there.
Little Billy's
first words were beat Duke.
People forgot about that.
Got a big pop.
People forgot about that.
Yeah.
No,
He had
in all
history.
seriousness, that's not.
He pulled his dad's hoodie out.
They did.
I hope they have. I bet they have little higher aspirations than beating Duke. I hope.
No, you better beat Duke.
You better beat Duke. Hey,
That's just like at West Virginia. Like I believe the Pitt game is on September 13th, 9-13, 13-9. And it's like all eyes are on that one. You know, that's 3 weeks in. Rich Rod, what is your team? You know, Narduz has been there for a while. Pitt has obviously been through numerous iterations of their team since West Virginia has had to make a change. Pitt obviously comes back, gets a massive win this past year. Probably a big part of the whole situation happening at West Virginia. And it's like, Rich Rod's got Pitt week 3, I think. And it's like, that is a massive.
At home.
Yeah, and Rich is going to, I assume that everybody's going to know that this is a non-negotiable. This is a non-negotiable. Him getting in there, Bill getting in there, you know, the way Coach Prime coaches, Kirby, I think, it's almost getting back to football's becoming like football.
I think
it
the
is.
big thing, too, is expectations. Like the expectations at a Carolina, basketball school like Indiana. Like when I was there, like if you win 8-9 games, go to a good bowl, great season. Great season. So I think now all
10
these,
game win since
all these expectations change now with Coach Belichick going in there.
College football playoffs, right? Isn't that the expectation?
No, absolutely. And
Two ACC teams made the 12-team playoff this year. Obviously, it's more than the Big 12 had, but that's an avenue to the playoff. If he wins a national championship, obviously, the legacy would be crazy. Not a lot of NFL coaches have been able to coach in college. Not a lot of college coaches have been able to coach in the NFL. There have been a handful that have been able to break through on both sides. Have to be in a good situation. Feels like he's creating a situation in North Carolina. Obviously, a lot of avenues. Now, let's talk about tonight, shall we? It's a big one, Age. Now, Chuck is 7-6 against the spread on Thursday Night Football. He obviously was ice cold, and last week he got 3.5 points, even though maybe only 3 was the selection. And it appears by this particular graphic, Chuck's all the way back. We're fist bumping. We're taking a jacket off. We are no longer ice cold. We are actually thawed out in seeing the board clearly. Chuck, we're all pulling for Age, aren't we? We're pulling for him to get another one right here.
Always pulling for Chuck here. I'm excited to see who he picks. He kind of threw me off earlier. I wasn't sure.
Didn't he kind of attack Strahan for celebrating
Big time.
He did.
that sack
He did.
against Brett Favre?
He did.
And then he gets his 3.5. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
He did get it. Count it.
7-6
against the spread on the season on Thursday night. That's a winner. What are we looking at tonight, Coach? What should we keep our eyes on? Is there a tail of the tape that we should eyeball first, or you want to look at what happened before?
We have some clips from week 3.
Okay, let's
that
look
might help us all.
Okay. All right, let's look at this first one.
When we come to try and make a decision on this thing. Like I said, I mean, this first one, Juwan Jennings has been a thorn in these guys' side. Last week against the Bears, he was a nightmare against Chicago. I guess everybody's been a nightmare against them. But, this is like wide open. The good thing for the Rams is they traded 27 down here, who obviously had bad eyes on that first touchdown. So that puts him up 7-0, Pat. Then he's going to run a little in-breaking, come back out. This makes it 14-0. San Fran. You're going to see on the tail of the tape later, I put a little stat in there about first quarter scoring that may affect some people's first half betting. Okay. I think it'll be a good little deal. So it's 14-0 there. They're going to run a little angle route here to Kyron. Kyron Williams is a dog. Yep. Okay, and
absolutely.
Yeah, and we all know the outcome of this game. We're just kind of showing how this thing. Look at that. Are you kidding me?
I forgot about that. I didn't forget about
everybody's so high on Saquon. Oh, God, he hurdled a guy backwards. This guy just did a
somersault.
Triple Lindy into the end zone.
Standard front flip, but not even.
Triple Windy?
Lindy.
Windy. I've seen a triple Windy.
That's what I was going to say.
It's 3 breaking news back to back to back. That's a triple Windy. What's going on in the NBA?
Boy, oh boy. Shams is taking a lot of heat right now because he reported Jimmy Butler
is on the move, potentially.
Is on the move to Golden State or, any of those type of teams.
The Suns, I heard.
Suns were in on it. I feel like there was one other. I'm forgetting it now. Shams, in response to that tweet, one got community noted by actually Jimmy Butler's agent, who basically said, like, I'm sick of this little pipsqueak saying stuff about Jimmy Butler. This is not true. It's bullshit. Then Shams today came out and said, I stand on business, bitch. This is what I do. This is what I report. I wouldn't report something that I didn't know was 100% fact, bitch. So that's what Shams said. And then Windy, he kind of did chime in and said, hey, look, this offseason, Jimmy Butler asked for an extension from the Heat. Pat Riley and the Heat said no. So I don't know what the reports are, but if Shams is reporting that, then there's a chance that's true because there was a little bit of a little drama.
Wendy getting Shams' back.
Kind of.
Like to see that.
Yeah, love it.
baby.
Love to see that.
Pretty awesome.
There's another big trade coming to the NBA, right? Isn't the James family potentially
Big trade, yeah. LeBron James and Bronny, they are, in fact, a package deal, which would be
Allegedly.
awesome.
That'd be a huge
Allegedly,
get.
for any team to get. However, Bronny's not Bronny, Bron is taking some time away from the NBA. He's stepping back.
What?
Yeah,
Middle of the season?
allegedly he is taking a little break from the Lakers. I don't know if JJ Redick said something or if there's some sort of other drama going on in Bron's life. So T's and P's if it's something serious with his family or anything like that.
Friends. So LeBron's just stepping away?
But he said, you know what? The King's got to take his crown off for a second, okay?
New York Post reports. Now, the New York Post has reported things about us that haven't been true, but LeBron James away from Lakers for personal reasons as he battles unusual drop-off. Oh, yeah, he had 20 straight misses of three, and then he went bananas.
Yeah, he did bounce back from that. He had like 29. They lost, but he had...
Age, what's he doing? Stepping away? What's that mean? Just in the middle of the season, I'm not doing this anymore?
Do we have any idea how long he may step away for, and has he ever done this in his career? Has he ever just taken like time for personal reasons?
I don't think so. That's like kind of his thing is that he's always...
He went zero dark.
Scary.
Yeah, zero dark.
That's on social media. That's not in real life.
That's playoff mode.
Activated.
There is a lot going on, I guess.
For him to step away is weird for how, like, you've seen, like, what starting five, like, all that he puts into it. That's a big deal for him to step away.
Full yeah.
That's right, if it's someone's...
Hey, we hope you're all right.
Yeah, man.
Good luck, LeBron.
There's a lot of things being said about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of speculation.
Colby Covington.
That's not going to end well, right?
What?
The speculation or what?
This Lakers right now with new regime and LeBron and stepping away and...
Bronny's getting better. What do you...
He's not.
Bronny's not traveling.
Talk about he hit that sick hook shot.
He did. When those are the highlights that are coming
Isn't he
out.
supposed to be going playing in the G League?
What's everybody talking? This was a developmental process from the
Away
beginning.
games he plays G League.
Remember, he was going to go to Australia if he was drafted anywhere other than a place that said, we understand it might take 2-3 years for you to get to an NBA level.
Sure.
So that's just part of the process.
Big part of that's playing.
With his dad, and his dad's stepping away. What the hell?
What's going on?
We don't know.
Playing a G League game.
We'll keep our ears to the ground, though, for the good of journalism.
Okay.
Let's get back to tonight.
So that's made it 14-7, Pat.
Yeah, you're right. Whenever Kyron Williams scored that touchdown.
14-7, Kyron.
Did that front flip. It was insane.
Kyron Williams. Little angle route. Got inside the linebacker, 53. You know who they're supposed to get back? I just read.
Who's that?
Dre Greenlaw.
That'd be here,
buddy. That would be a big deal. He was breaking down a team earlier this week.
Bosa also
So
questionable.
apparently they've activated his window opened up from IR, and it's been open. And apparently he's on the 53 tonight and supposed to be on a pitch count, but supposed to be out there. That will like juice and energy. Boy,
everything.
Fred Warner still got that fractured ankle.
Still playing.
So this is third quarter. So we went in at halftime, right? If you're the Rams, and if halftime you're a defensive coach, what would you say? Hey, we got to take care of who?
15.
15, okay.
Here he is.
Yeah.
He's circled.
So they're going to run this Python route. Oh, he thinks it's an out route. He gets his eyes back in the quarterback. He starts IF-ing him. Another tud.
3?
Jeez.
Yep, another tud.
He ran out the tunnel.
Jeez.
This is crazy.
So now it's 21-7.
21-7.
Okay, it's when it ends up being
They end up scoring, make it 24-17. There was some back and forth, a couple missed field goals, a penalty. This ends up being a 55-yard miss by Moody. I think that's who it is, right? Carty's the kicker
Moody,
for the Rams, and Moody. Moody's only, I want to say like 8 of 13, 7 of 13
He
from
had a
40
couple week
plus.
stretch there where he'll be back.
So we'll see how that plays out in the weather tonight. Do we know any more about weather?
Might be a little bit of rain.
Yeah, 40% at kick was.
So this is the next play. Right after that miss, they're down 7. Sorry.
No, don't be.
Oh, yeah.
Shot.
They got Cup, right? They got Nakua, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they also got Tutu. Tutu Atwell. A shot to Tutu Atwell.
Burners.
That happens.
And that's on their best corner, Travaris Ward, who will be out there. Diamadori Lenore's the other one. He's a good player. So now this is less than a minute to go, right? And you can't give up what, Pat?
Can't give up.
Go back. Where'd they kick this ball, Pat? Is it down? little bit towards the middle of the field. Do we want to punt in the middle of the field?
No, and also in this area, alumni section here.
I know Coach Belichick talked ad nauseum about that, right?
I think in this area right here,
This should be an automatic fair catch. Or
that's what we're
inside,
looking for,
right?
We're looking for a fair catch in this world. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's what we're trying for, at least. Now,
Well,
they double the gunner up here because they know they
X Smith gets a huge return.
Good split by that guy.
I was like, should have been a fair
Good
catch.
job by the gunner down low, too.
Big time. There's a block in the back they missed.
Always.
Did you
Right
hear
at the
about
point.
expanding?
No, we'll talk about it, though.
Get going.
There he
Good
goes.
tackle
Look at the
there.
sideline.
Good
Look at the
tackle.
sideline.
Good tackle.
They're down 21-7. Look at them. Now it's tied up. They get a big return. They're going to get this thing down to 5 seconds, and guess what? Cardi's going to do.
Cardi.
Cardi. He's going to hit the game winner right as time expires.
The fuck is that?
What's happening?
Siri's calling someone.
God, I'm sorry.
Is that Cardi B? Cardi. Call Cardi B.
Cardi.
It's on
You have
Do Not
Cardi B's
Disturb.
number?
Someone's hacking me.
Well, there's a chance.
no,
There's a
Chuck.
chance.
Still bringing it.
Cardi hits. Boom. Cardi hits the game winner there, obviously. Rams
I
come back from a
apologize.
big deficit. Don't apologize. Big deficit and win the game. And that was without a lot of people. That was the
That's
big.
missing all their dudes.
Let's go to the tail of the tape, shall we, here? Now, this is something that you want us to look at. I think there's obviously good reason for us to be checking it out. Against the spread, Rams 6-7, Niners 5-8. Don't bet on these guys. Don't bet on these guys.
Exactly.
Go broke.
Exactly. Points scored, about the same. Points allowed, a little bit more. Rams allowed a few more points. Total offense, Rams are 15th. Nobody would expect these numbers. Like when you look up these numbers, like San Fran, the season they're having, you're like, these numbers don't equate. Fourth on total offense, third on total defense, and they got a losing record.
Where's
They're
the problem?
6-7.
Where's the problem at, Coach?
Right there, that next stat.
Turnover margin.
That was not good, but they're also
red
very,
zone.
very bad in the red zone. And
Third down.
31st, you said, right? 31st in red area.
Kyle.
26th in third down defense.
Yeah, but then Christian, on offense, too, I think they're not great in red zone.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey made up like 70% of their touchdowns or something
Yeah.
like that in the red zone last year. I forget the exact stat, but it was
22nd they are in their red zone offense.
Yeah, last year I think they were like top 10 or something, top 5 maybe. That's crazy.
Yeah, he had like 20 touchdowns.
First quarter scoring plus 36 for the Niners. We come out hot. Rams
and
come
hence
out
the-
slow.
And think about the first game. It's 14-0.
21-7. 24-17.
So
24-24.
Hold on.
just that
27-24.
Hold on.
14. It's a good prop bet, I think.
First half,
First half, first quarter.
Niners.
Take Niners.
So you like Debo over rushing yards. I think he's what I
Why
heard.
not rushing?
Total yards.
Rushing and
Anytime
receiving.
touchdown for sure.
Debo, anytime touchdown, okay. You like first half Niners.
First half, first
What is
quarter.
first half, first quarter spread for the Niners, I wonder? Because they're probably seeing the same shit you're seeing.
Yeah.
And remember how the first game went. I wonder what it is.
probably
Low. Half. 1.5.
What is it, 3.5 right now?
It's 3. It looked like it was going to 2.5.
It's 1.5 Niners.
First half? So minus 1.5 for the first half?
That's like stealing.
Okay.
There it is.
Debo Samuel, anytime touchdown. Niners minus 1.5 for the first half. That's like stealing.
Jennings, I'd go anytime touchdown.
Or if you want to play it safe, first half money line is minus 130. So,
Yeah.
1.5, you can
put
change it. Game records for
130,
these. A
1.5.
lot of game records, a lot of big names out here.
Yeah, you got a lot of big names. I mean, Stafford's on fire right now. It's so hard to bet against him.
Agreed.
And especially when he's got Puka Nacua last week.
Oos.
Oh, my God.
He was
What
on
do
the
you,
show.
what do you have? 12 catches for 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's on. Kyron Williams is awesome. The defense, these guys, Turner, Verse, Fisk, they all got 5 and 6 sacks each. Young, Kitchens, and McCullough, they got 7 interceptions between them. They're the 2 safeties. They're having a heck of a season.
Did Turner win Mass Singer? Is that the one?
That's the one who's got the voice. He
The
can
guy-
actually sing.
He
yeah.
won Mass?
Yeah, one Mass Singer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That show's still doing it.
Still bringing
Yeah.
I'm happy an NFL guy won it. Yeah. Still bringing the boom.
Yeah.
Turner out there doing his thing.
When they showed him, everyone was like, "Oh my God, we know you."
Yeah, absolutely. That happened a lot throughout this season of Mass
I
Singer.
think he was third in Defensive Rookie of the Year last year.
Dog and can sing. Let's go. Okay, defense is obviously helping. How about
Their numbers aren't great. They got a first-time coordinator in Chris Shula.
But they might be getting better because they're young, coordinator. They're getting better as the season goes. Just had Josh Allen go bananas against them.
42 they gave up.
Just like the O-line.
Turner, though, I think he was third last year in Rookie of the Year Defense Rookie of the Year voting. I think Verse is the favorite right now for Defense Rookie of the Year.
He's very good.
Young team, says Fisk, fast.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Niners. Who you got for game records up there, Chuck?
Jennings. Yeah, look for him to Kittle. Kittle went off in the first one too. He went off last week. They had 300 yards to Bears 4 yards.
Correct.
In the first half last
Nuts.
week. Yeah. So the question mark says running back. Garendo. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, bingo.
This
No.
offense,
So he
though,
had a foot sprain, missed some practice this week. Of course, they really don't practice; they walk through. So he's supposedly going to play. I don't know how much he can play. They got Patrick Taylor the second, I think, is another guy they got on the roster. But the guy that hasn't been getting a lot of rushes is going to be Debo. So I expect Debo to get maybe a few more jet sweeps, line up in the backfield, get a few more. We know he's done that in the past, right? So he's always an option there. And then their defense, if they get Greenlaw back out there with Warner, Warner's an absolute freak. And he's been playing with a fractured
ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah, nuts.
The whole year, Bosa, questionable. So I don't know. Do we know anything further if he's in or out?
Not yet.
So it's going to be probably test him. He's been dealing with, I think, a hip and an oblique. He's missed the last couple games. Floyd went off. This Gross Matos last week against the Bears, 3 sacks.
Great name.
Oh, yeah, I love his name.
Yeah.
And then the two corners. These guys are going to have their work cut out for them. The other guy that's out, we talked about him. These guys were on Thursday night earlier in the season. I can't remember who it was against. Mustafa. Remember he said Mustafa's going to be in there, a young player. He's out tonight.
Oh, PH.
So guess who comes back into the lineup?
Who's that?
He's a Wyoming grad.
Who's that?
Gibson.
Wow.
Just signed Gibson.
With a P.
He's back. Remember they had to jettison him out of there. He's with another team, and then he was on the street. Well, they've re-signed him, so it'll be Hufanga getting the band back together back there, and Gibson back there, who knows the defense, knows the communication, knows the players. So that might not be all bad.
Okay, so with all that being stated, AJ, you have any questions for Coach Pagano?
Yeah, Chuck, which way are you leaning right now?
There you go.
That's a good. I've been solid the whole time.
Okay.
Really?
Division game. The weather's going to be what it's going to be. Like, this is dire straits. No Trent Williams at left tackle. The guy that's been filling in for him has been doing a pretty good job. As hot as the Rams are, it'd be really easy to go with them, but I'm taking the home team. I'm taking the Niners.
Okay. Niners -3, no matter what.
I just think with Juszczyk, Purdy, Jennings, Garendo, Bosa, Floyd,
Baby.
Gross Matos,
Whole squad.
Warner,
Game records.
Greenlaw,
Wide.
Ward,
Wide.
Lenore,
Wide.
Hufunga,
Wide.
Gibson,
Boom. That's the one.
Shanahan.
Wide.
Somebody back there in the back row, I think his name is Gumpsch.
Yeah.
He said he owns him.
So who owns who?
Shanahan owns McVay.
Really? Gumpsch, is that the fact?
Yeah, 8-10, and one of those losses was when the Niners weren't playing anybody at the end of the year, and Carson Wentz was in for the Rams.
Well, come on. He's a good football player.
He is.
Carson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the game.
That's what I'm saying.
He has the
Wild Man
ability.
Wentz?
He does have the ability to be great.
Carl?
I agree. He's going to be a Super Bowl champion. You need to watch the way you talk about him.
I agree.
Everybody needs
He's
to
at
understand.
the Chiefs,
He's
right?
at Chiefs, yeah.
Already is a Super Bowl champ.
Did he win? Was he there last year?
With the Eagles in 2017.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry, he's going to be 2-time Super Bowl champion. Holy shit. All right, Age, you want to make your pick here now?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure which way Chuck was going to go, but I'm going to ride with Chuck here. I like the Niners at home -3. I love what the Rams are doing, but man, I just think the Niners, they figured it out a little bit, and I think getting Greenlaw back, I'm a huge fan of what he does. So yeah, I'm taking Niners.
So the big question is, are the Niners back or do the Bears suck? You know, like that is
maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay, well, with that being said, I will take the Los Angeles Rams getting 3 points this evening. Oos was on the call or on the show just a few days ago. I'm rolling with it. Vibes seem to be incredibly high.
Oh, yeah.
See how comfortable he was? Matthew Stafford is spinning it. I mean, absolutely spinning it. You talk about those injuries, a lot of game records on both sides. I like this Rams team, and I think, you know, the offensive line at the beginning of the year, not as good, now really good. They made AQ's top 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's true.
Defense very young. End of the year now, they're getting better. They just got their asses dog-walked by Josh Allen. I feel like it's going to be a good week for them to get back out there. I like the Los Angeles Rams.
The starting corner, I didn't mention it, for the Rams is out.
Okay.
Kobe.
Are you trying to sell me right now? On
Kobe Durant.
He's out. Good player.
Durant.
He's a great player.
He's pretty good.
Rams +3 tonight is my take. AJ on the Niners. So is Coach Pagano. I'll be excited to see how it turns out. I'm also pumped to give away a 2,500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram. Ladies and gentlemen, each week we have done this. It has been a great time. I think it's brought a lot of us together because whenever people would tweet #Ram Trucked, they would tell us a play that happened in college football where a player maybe that we had never heard of before, just within the rules of the game, slaughtered somebody. We'd go check it out. We'd get a chance to see football being played right. Obviously, we don't want people headhunting or taking knees out. We don't want all the you got jacked up clips. We want the ones that are within the rules of the game. We want the ones that are showcasing that you have to be tough, you have to be durable, you have to be physical, and you have to be awesome to play this sport of football. Just like a 2,500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram.
Hell yeah.
This diesel-powered piece of machinery rides like you're on a cloud, and when you hit the gas pedal, it sounds like one college football player will win this. 4 are currently up for it. This will be the last #Ram Trucked segment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to Georgia, Texas. Gunners. Not up yet. This is a different one. Holy hell, I love Dan Jackson. More like Ram Jackson. Quinn Ewers cross the middle. Here's the ball. Head in front, shoulder through sternum. D-cleater. How you doing? Keep it moving. Oh, yeah, we're going to go on and win the SEC championship. Did you see Ram Jackson in his style and form right there, AJ Hawk?
Yeah, that thing was beautiful. Did he hold on to that ball?
I believe he did hold on to the ball.
Unbelievable
Good catch.
Unbelievable
catch.
Great hands. Quinn Ewers also putting that in a spot for him to catch it. Now, back in the day, you used to not be able to do that because that would have been a, whatever the case, perfect form tackle, hold on to it, bounce right back up. That's good football. That's a great hit. That's a good Ram Trucked. Let's stay in that game, shall we? This is the one I thought we were going to show. That's 100% on me. This is from Andrew Makuba. Gunner Stockton. Dunzo. He was in relief, obviously, of Carson Beck, who had something happen to his elbow. Gunner took a quick trip to the clouds there because of the big-time shot. The flag was thrown, but it was picked back up because they said his intent, head out of the way, shoulder went through. First contact was with the shoulder, so that's just a big-time football shot. Gunner Stockton bounces up after losing the seemingly the wherewithal of what he's doing.
Sure.
So Gunner's a dog.
That baby Gunner.
Way to go, Gunner. Baby. You did your job properly getting in there, and inevitably you'd be an SEC championship.
Sure.
So congratulations to you. Now, the third entry in this week's #Ram Trucked segment comes from Cam Scatterboom. More like Ram Scatterboom. More like you can't tackle me. Rumbling, stumbling, crumbling defenders all season long. Ram Scatterboom, 5'9", head the size of an anvil. Center of gravity about 3 feet off the ground. Ram Scatterboom with a full Ram Trucked run. That's our first long-term run. And how could you not put it on there? Is that not what a Ram Truck stands for right there? Resiliency.
I think that's the definition. I'm sorry.
Resiliency, bounce back, power. To your point, AJ. One more time we run it. What do you love about this Ram Scatterboo run, AJ?
Well, I love your voiceover display, talking about his center of gravity and everything. But look at these. Every single one of these guys thought they had the tackle. Every single one of them. I thought he was going to score though.
Well, I mean, inevitably you beat 6 guys, and
That's kind of that's like a high school run. Like, you know, when a guy's a stud and he's so much stronger than everybody in high school, like he's doing that to college kids.
in high school there was actually a clip, I think, from a state championship game. He broke 8 tackles on the same play. So this is just standard operating procedure for Cam Scadaboo, and we can't thank him enough for his contributions to this year's college football scene, and also good luck in the college football playoff to all the participants. Now, our reigning champion of this Ram Truck segment since jump has been from Mount Union with a Mount Boom, Weston Arthur. Boom! I mean, if you're talking about a Ram Truck segment, that epitomizes it. Perfect form tackle, great football IQ. Read that thing perfectly. Hit in the strike zone so hard, momentum shot, helmet off of head for a tackle for loss. Weston Arthur has been damn near impossible to beat in this Ram trucked polling. Cal almost got him. Last week, I think it was a little bit of a dance. But now, if he can close the deal, if he can finish this poll in the lead on X, in a thread below this particular tweet, all you got to put in is hashtag #RamTrucked. You will find the poll. You vote on which one of those plays, which one of those players deserves this 2,500 heavy-duty Rebel Ram truck. Congrats to all the contenders throughout the entire season, and congrats to Weston Arthur for being our only Mount Boom champion thus far. Will he remain the Ram Trucked King, or somebody else come and steal his truck? Ooh. Congrats, all you.
Congrats, boy.
Hell yeah, boy. And thanks to Ram Trucks for allowing us to do that. That was fun this year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I can't stress enough, if you get a chance to hop into a Ram truck, you do it. You do it. If you get a chance to experience a Ram truck difference, you do it. Has all the power you could ever think of, but it's not like old school, you know, kind of. They didn't skip any steps in the technology inside. Good screen, easy to use screen, big buttons, not small buttons. Then the ability to change the odometer, you can do that just manually, not having to go through all your shit. So they made the things easy that are easy, but they have the sophistication to make sure you're keeping up with the modern technology. Shout out to Ram Trucked for Ram Trucks for getting us through the season.
Hell yeah, Ram.
Did he think he was going to go over that?
Well,
this guy's the worst driver.
Yeah, it's one.
This is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
This Connecticut driving. I've been
You knew it. You knew it was going to happen.
This guy.
I couldn't. I mean,
just floored
Who's this
straight.
guy? Bruce?
No, it's not.
it's going sideways.
Go straight. Bruce?
You're losing
Oh
all the
my God! Go straight at the thing.
Back it up and go straight.
Turn
Back it
around.
up
Take
straight.
the tractor.
You guys
another
been
round.
drinking this morning?
This guy's. Where are you going?
I mean,
guy.
what kid?
You are killing us, Bruce.
What kid his age has never driven a goddamn
where's
remote
he
control
going?
car
What are you
before?
doing, bro?
You're gonna have to go that way.
Back up all the way.
You got to pick up some momentum.
Oh, it's not working out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did you charge the damn thing before we did this?
This is a kid who grew up in New York City. This is what happens when this is. You know,
Yeah, you're right.
Gossip Girl.
What is he doing?
What?
Go that way.
doing?
He's like Austin Powers.
10 dooms.
Oh no.
There you go, Bruce. Now, let's see if you know.
I mean, you shouldn't have to do
All the way
that.
back. Keep coming back.
You gotta go
Keep going
further.
back.
You're gonna have to go further. Oh no.
Straighten it out, son.
Oh.
I would like to let everybody know that this miniature Ram truck, although it does look phenomenally cool,
So sick.
this has nowhere near the amount of power as an actual Ram truck.
No, it doesn't.
And the people that drive Ram trucks have better capability than whatever the hell's going on.
What the
can't
fuck
believe
is this guy doing?
I have no idea.
Give us the.
There's pizzas in this thing.
Yeah.
There's pizzas waiting on us.
There you go. There you go. Straight. No. Straighten her out.
Can it straight? I'm not a gamer.
Oh,
Thank you,
Bruce
Bruce.
is so mad.
Bruce mailed it in. He said, "You fucking try it."
Well, here's the thing. This is Connor's first time touching it. Bruce had all morning playing with this
Yeah,
thing.
you better hope I don't figure this out. You're in a bad spot. Oh, now it's blinking.
That's what I'm saying. It's blinking like crazy. These guys didn't charge the goddamn thing before that. You know, I mean,
Ram Trucks was trying to give us a little treat.
they were.
They said, "We want to deliver some pizza to the boys. We got a thing." Boom! That thing was going to pop right up on the screen.
Oh, the axle might have.
Oh,
Because you can see the wheel turning, but
Break it?
The wheels are not turning.
the wheels are not turning with the.
Yeah, the axle broke.
Hasn't ever gotten up on the green?
Yeah.
It did earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you drive it the right way, it goes straight up on the green.
Yeah.
All right.
Might be too late for that. Bruce
Floor
might have
that
broke
son
something.
bitch.
Try and still. Let's try
That
and-
axle's broke.
Yep. Still breaking it.
That was close.
Let's try it. Back this
back
thing
it
up.
up, back
that thing up.
It's what's tough is the plastic wheels. On the plastic.
Love you, Ram.
Love you, Ram.
Love you, Ram.
Can't Bruce sit in there and drive it?
He could. If he had any gumption, he would.
What is this?
Person.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Get up there.
No,
Get
no,
up there.
I'm good.
Oh,
This is from the Ram Trucks people. They said they wanted to say thank you for the entire thing. They wanted their little rebel Ram to show up and
Holy shit.
got a sausage personal pan. Thank you to the Ram Trucks people. It's been an honor working alongside you guys.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ram.
thank you, Ram.
And it's a smart play having it be a Pizza Hut, a personal pan pizza delivery. That's a good
Yeah,
play.
that's great.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
No, it's delicious.
Bruce, what happened?
You want to talk about handling pressure?
Gotta charge it.
I mean, I don't think it was a pressure problem. I really thought we had it.
Yeah.
Got it
I mean, we're
charged
gonna
up.
we're gonna bring it right now.
The dress
Come on
rehearsal
now.
was great.
Come on now.
Bring it home.
Get going.
Bring it home.
Get
This
going.
is how you should have driven it the first
bring
time.
it.
That's how you drive a Ram away.
The pizzas were too heavy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's how you show up, Ram.
The two
Thank you,
personal
Ram.
pans were too
Thank
heavy.
you, Ram.
Thank
With
you,
a-
Ram.
Hey,
With a cracked axle.
brother.
Thank you,
No
Boston.
big deal.
Thank you, Connor.
Thank you, Ram.
All right, I'll be live tomorrow at the Coliseum in Morgantown. 10:30 a.m. Doors open to get in there. I believe it's first come, first get. They'll be serving concessions, including some beer. Country Roads Trust beer available too, so you can actually drink a beer and support the team.
There you
That's
go.
how we go.
I think there is a chance to do it. I'm not saying you got to drink that. I'm just saying you could
You should.
potentially. And you don't even have to drink tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be a long weekend going into finals down there in Morgantown. And academics certainly matter. I agree.
Yeah,
I completely understand. But tomorrow should be an exciting start to a new chapter. That is a chapter that we may have read before, but this time the ending is going to be a bit different. This one's going to end with confetti, and I am excited and honored that we're going to be a part of it going forward, at least a tiny part. I'm excited to see who shows up and what tomorrow looks like.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
It is
It's gonna be wild. It will be wild.
So I was just watching that Bill Belichick press conference, and I was like, it's going to be a bit different. West Virginia one's going to be a bit different.
Different vibe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a couple thousand people in there?
Oh, it's gonna be a party.
I think so. But also, Rich going to have to, speak. Ren's going to have to speak. And I know that hey, baby. Hey, baby, welcome back, baby.
Wow.
Welcome back. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How we doing? How we doing? We good? We're good. It's great to be back home.
Nice big plane they flew him in too.
That is a big plane.
Yeah.
I like that. If you're a recruit watching,
Yep.
keep an eye on what size the plane is that they're going to either fly you and your family in or the coach in on. That's a big bird right there. You know why? Because West Virginia is invested in what's happening right now. That's why this man was brought back. Miss Rita, both of their parents, moms still live in West Virginia. Ren Baker right here, one of the youngest ADs in Power 4. He's got some sick J's on. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. I can't wait to get over there tomorrow. I'm assuming the energy is going to be palpable, and we'll be lucky to be a part of it. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go eat some.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Be a friend to. Hey, Chuck, great work.
Hey, baby, Chuck.
You want to do a giveaway?
Love to.
Maybe, yeah, because the Ram truck's bringing us some personal pan pizzas. There's good vibes out here. Rich Rodriguez is back in West Virginia.
Yep.
Going to be back over there tomorrow. I think we need to
Enjoy a slice, maybe.
Yeah, why don't we
get in there?
Why don't you take your time? Actually,
Get a slice.
hey, just one's for you. I know you'd never eat it, but
Yeah, get a slice here.
I love Pizza Hut.
Oh, is
Oh my God.
oh, good.
I know.
Holy shit.
Thank you, Ram Truck.
Love you, Ram Truck.
Thank you, Ram Trucks, for the Pizza Hut pizza. It's so good. Truck, you want to throw football, shoot a basketball? You're going to throw, all right? Let's go ahead and do it.
Wow. Good shoes on Chuck.
Those Tommy Hilfigers?
Hey, what are they?
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Almost went down. They are Tommy Hilfiger. Holy shit.
Okay.
Those are really nice.
Charles.
Super fashionable. All you got to do is put that football into that hoop right over there. Sorry, that football into that hoop right over there. 30 people win $500. One throw, 30 people.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
like it.
I love it.
I like what we're doing today. I
Good
like
ball.
what we're doing today. All right, Connor has something to say to you before you attempt to win 30 people $500.
Chuck, just think about how good, and let me be clear, it is already divine what this Pizza Hut tastes like, but think about how much better it'll taste after you give away all this money to these people. Motivate you that way. And don't think about it. Just fire that pigskin, boy.
30 people, $500. Got to hit it back. I mean,
I tried.
I know you did.
That's so bad. Oh, bonus ball? No bonus ball. Too far away.
Floor's lava.
30 people, $500. You put that football in that? Yep. Happy holidays. Shout out to Ram Trucks. Shout out to Pizza Hut. Shout out to Chuck Pagano for winning 30 people $500. I think it's a good sign for his Niners pick tonight.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be live at the Coliseum in West Virginia. Come say what's up. Doors open at 10:30. Then the official press conference immediately afterwards. Should be a blast. AJ, what a time. Thank you for your work. Boys in the back, great work. All the guys here. It's an honor to talk into microphones with you every single day.
Every day.
What'd you say, Zito?
We still have giveaways.
Okay, yeah, we'll run the giveaway graphic that normally runs yesterday. We'll run that at the end of the program. If you won any of the last week's giveaways, it'll be announced here in a matter of moments. You're the best. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.